morning, people. It is Wednesday, the 13th of September. Welcome to TDA, the day after, your favorite news platform and the home of popular culture as defined by the culture. And let's get to know our host for today.
It's your boy, 6 foot plus of pure temptation. Big Mars from the east side of the bridge. Good morning, people.
It is your favorite shade queen, Martin Royalty.
Big man use. Good morning. Oh, it's kind of.
Is it close?
It's kind of close still.
Do-do-do-do.
Yeah, that's nice.
Do-do-do-do-do.
And they call me E-Man. Okay.
Is it okay?
No, because he showed the MTC. They call me E-Man, the pro-black activist, TDA producer and news analyst, melanin jam-packed.
That's right. How's everyone this lovely Wednesday? I was going to say Saturday. Wednesday morning.
Yeah, we're good, man.
Yeah,
Yeah, we are right over here.
it's good. Love that for everybody.
Can't
Brent, are
complain.
you good?
Yeah,
How are you, Esther?
You sound like you weren't
I'm
sure
okay,
about
thank
that.
you,
that
man.
yeah.
Well,
because I'm switching around a couple of things.
Oh, okay.
I like to distract him sometimes.
Ever since my homies died, I said, fuck this, I'm a...
How have you not heard that song?
You know what? If I did hear it, I forgot about it.
Slept on it.
Because it sounded like a new song to me. And I said to my boy, I said, this song is hard, bruv. I went back home. I tried to find it on DSPs. On
No,
the
it's not on
so I had to find- I had to find it on
DSPs,
YouTube.
What you say, Nas, Jay-Z?
What the hell
Oh,
am I
man,
doing,
moved his hand. No way.
Nah, definitely not
I
Jay-Z.
nearly got the spot, you
Nah.
know.
I was like, nah.
I said, what? Shut up, man.
That was a big Tuesday. I've been rinsing it still.
Thank you, man. Proper
Yeah.
way. If that came out today, that could
No,
go
that
out
slaps.
today.
That slaps. I can hear SO1 on that though. It sounds like a gigs beat.
Yeah, it was that old school,
Yeah.
that Peckham
Yeah.
sound.
Yeah.
Had it. Yeah, no, that was dope. Shouts to Cash for coming out, man.
Yeah.
Man, I had more man that was supposed to be there as well, you know.
That was it.
It's moving strange.
Okay.
Joe Black was supposed to be there.
Okay.
Didn't answer the phone on the day.
Oh, man.
And then Spades was at the side of the stage
Okay.
with a mic in his hand and everything. And then when it was time to think, I'm saying, where's Spades? They're saying, oh, he's gone. He said he's gone. He had to go. He's got another booking. He had to go somewhere else, something like that. I'm saying, swear to God,
Okay.
this is. Well, he couldn't wait. He was there. I saw him. I looked at him. He had a leather jacket on, a mic, everything, big Spades. And I said, all right, pussy. Yeah.
I guess did you guys run over time-wise though, innit?
We got off the stage when we were supposed to, but that section was we definitely ran over and were supposed to do different things and whatnot.
Okay.
Got caught up. I don't know, man. When you're on there, the time just flies sometimes.
Yeah.
Like,
You know why? Because your first segment was long.
was it?
It was an hour and a half straight.
Yeah, that was the plan.
I think. Oh, that was the plan.
Yeah, I wanted to go till 9:30, and then take a half an hour break, and then come on from 10 to the end and just
I
bits
think
it.
no break, nah.
I like that though, you know, because sometimes when I go to podcasts, because if you listen to a podcast and you go to the live show, essentially I want to get a feel of the podcast, but I'm watching you guys record. Obviously, when you record, you're in the studio with whoever your co-hosts and whatnot, and people just get to listen to you guys in the studio. So I feel like with podcast shows, the ones I've enjoyed the most are when they actually give you like a kind of like a live mini episode type of vibe.
Yeah.
Because you get to, it's like when you go to see a comedian. I watch you on Netflix usually, but now I'm seeing you in real life perform. So that's always a
And
vibe.
usually we open up with the music and that. You get me?
Okay.
But sometimes the music always overruns, and then it always gets unruly and like
As in the sound clash.
yeah, like and then everybody that matches our energy, so the energy in the building picks up,
Oh yeah.
and everybody's excited and doing whatever they're doing on some no
Yeah.
behavior shit. And then when I'm trying to tell people, all right, cool, shut
They're
up
not
now,
coming down.
let's talk. They're not
Yeah,
coming.
got
They're,
behaviour.
they're not coming. Yeah, that's what they're on. That's what they use as their excuse for everything. And they would have to be quiet. It's no behavior, man.
Okay.
You paid your money to be here, you know. Like, you're not stupid.
Let us do what we're doing.
Yeah, so this time around I said, no, let's swap it.
I think that was a good way.
Let's pod, and then afterwards we come out and just have fun. You get me?
I think that was a good way to do it. To be fair.
Yeah, I
We
think
feel
when-
it finished when Venus thought he was killing those certain songs. Said, "Oh, babes, no."
even that didn't go how it was supposed to because it weren't supposed to be like that. Like we didn't actually pick songs. I think the only person who picked songs was Loons.
Yeah, Luis was taking it seriously. Luis was in the DJ's ear.
Yeah,
Like, Luis was taking that seriously.
yeah. We weren't supposed to pick songs. We were supposed to just let them do what they're doing. But he was like, "Nah, fuck that."
I'm gonna pick songs.
He's gonna pick songs. That's why he won.
Yeah, he did that. No, Loons definitely did a great job. But yeah, it was good vibes there.
Don't worry, man. We go again soon.
We go again soon. All right, what is you guys' favorite Tyrese song?
Right, this is what we've done. It's just,
This is what Bard said.
That was definitely not bad.
Bard must have
That was
overheard the
Brent.
conversation.
Brent bad.
Bard and Brent are the same people. Spider-Man meme. Same people.
Signs of love making.
Banger. It's a banger, you know.
I'm gonna look at what songs this man has. Hold on.
I'm just going to his essentials list to make sure it's not like I forgot.
Moby there, sweet lady.
Sweet lady.
I love Sweet
I'll
Lady.
go with Sweet
Oh, I love
Lady.
how you're gonna act like that.
Yeah, I'm about to say that. You know.
Oh, it's,
Oh,
That's a good one.
yeah.
that would be my
That's the
favorite.
same album as Signs of Love Making.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be mine. He was singing his heart out. You know the boys
That's
don't sing
a
like that no more.
good song as well, you know.
That's
Yeah.
a tune.
Mm.
Keeping it
But it seems like yesterday we were just. Oh no, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's a tune.
I think I'll go with that as well, to be fair. I
Yeah.
don't like that.
No, the Signs of Love making for me, man. That intro. Do-do-dum, do-do-do-do-dum. You don't even hear no. You don't even need to hear no. The beat don't even drop it, and you know, like, yeah, this
What
is
time
a
it is.
this is a slammer.
Brent, what's yours?
Sweet lady.
Sweet Lady. That's a sweet. I miss how the boys we used to sing, man. Now they're just calling us bitches and wanting us to twerk. Chivalry's dead, man.
But some people be answering the call. So what can you do? You know what I mean?
Gotta give the people what they want.
Yeah.
It's true. It's true. It's fair. Yeah, man. All right. Well, we've got a packed show for you guys today. Please, please, please like the video. Drop this live link on your timelines. Do all that great stuff. But definitely like the video. Thank you very much. And let's get into our first headlines.
All right, people. So our first headline takes us to Russia, man, where the president, Putin, and fellow dictator Kim Jong Un yesterday, met at a Russian cosmodrome in a highly anticipated meeting that could see the two allies agree on an arms deal to support Moscow's assault on Ukraine. Putin appeared to be empowered by the visit, with the Russian dictator offering a rare smile to Kim, one of the few leaders who was struck by the despot since his full-scale invasion of Ukraine began 19 months ago. Putin shook hands enthusiastically with Kim as soon as he stepped out of the black limousine and said that he was very glad to see him. Giving up no time to show Kim his prized possessions, Putin showed off his rockets to Kim at the Vostochny Cosmodrome, which is Russia's modern space rocket launch site, which is nestled among the forests of eastern Russia. The two dictators put on an animated display, one that will also heighten fears further that Kim will supply Putin with his much-needed artillery shells and anti-tank missiles to help with his grueling offensive of Ukraine. Next headline brings us to the UK, where Rishi Sunak is on the verge of securing an agreement for cooperation between the UK and EU's border protection agency, Frontex, in a further sign of thawing post-Brexit relations. The deal is expected to mirror other agreements Frontex has with third world states, including one with Albania, which agreed to renew its 2019 accord. It would lead to the sharing of intelligence of migration trends, which would not address the small boats crisis involving people crossing the channel by irregular means. It's also said that the pact will be discussed next week by the Frontex Management Board, which meets about 6 times a year, and the deal could be signed as early as this month. A spokesperson for Sunak said negotiations were taking place and the text of a deal had not been agreed. The spokesperson also said that obviously we hope to achieve a deal that works for us and our European neighbours. A Frontex agreement, albeit limited in scope, would be the third move by Sunak as Prime Minister to repair day-to-day practical relations between the EU and the UK. And our last headline is basically about yesterday's topic of the day and the unfortunate incident that happened with our sister in that Asian shop in Peckham. And basically, police are investigating the incident at a hair product shop in South London, for those who don't know, where a video posted online showed clearly a black female customer being grabbed by the throat by a man attempted to restrain her. The Met Police said that they were investigating the incident after being called out to the shop in Peckham on Monday and appealed for calm after protesters gathered outside the store on Tuesday. The Detective Chief Superintendent, Seb Ajayado, who's a local policing commander for Southwark, he said that we know people will be concerned about the video circulating online of an incident in a shop. Our officers attended on Monday and continue to investigate the full circumstances of what has taken place. The investigation will include reviewing the actions of everyone involved. The man in the video has not been arrested at the time of writing this, though police stressed the investigation was ongoing. Protesters outside the shop on Tuesday demanded its closure. Police said that we are aware of a protest outside the shop and officers are in touch with the organisers. We appeal for people to remain calm while we carry out a full investigation. And that's pretty much it for our headlines.
Thank you. Let's get into what you're saying topic of the day.
All right, people. So today's topic of the day is basically going to be like a continuation of yesterday's topic of the day. Since we know, that black people came together, arrived at Peckham 2 p.m. and did what they had to do. But I know that a lot of the time we have come out and marched, we have come out and protested, we have come out with the placards, we have spoken about so many different issues, right, that affect us on a day-to-day. But I want today's topic of the day to be a bit more of a solution-based one, right? Also, to discuss what happened yesterday as well, because a lot of people obviously couldn't make it. You know what I'm saying? People had prayer engagements, work, and things of that nature. So I did want us to show a few clips, or a couple clips, just so people can see what happened yesterday. And then pretty much get into, I guess, what we deem are the necessary steps going further. You know what I'm saying? So Brent, if you don't mind, can you play one of the clips, please? Either one.
You know how we're usually told, angry black woman, angry black woman. Today, I don't know if you ever felt that you needed the permission to be angry, but I'm asking you today, are you angry? Yes! I can't hear you. Are you angry? Yes! Yes, and we have every right to be angry because we're always told that beauty is pain. Pretty hurts. When we look at the system, and what black women have been through the centuries in order to navigate a white supremacist society, we have died at the hands of beauty. And so when we saw that black woman yesterday with this store owner's hands across her throat, that is a reminder to us of the ways in which they symbolically as well as literally hold their hands to our throats. They do not want us to breathe, whether it's a black man, whether it's a black woman. They don't want us to breathe because when we can breathe, we can imagine. And when we can imagine a system different to this one, where we're giving our money constantly to people who hate us. That's right. That's right? Even if we think about the products, we keep saying, we should go to black-owned stores, and of course we should. But even the actual products, they're giving us fibroids. They're giving us cancer. Right? So we have to restructure the whole industry as a whole. Imagine an industry that's taking billions from us every single year and is systemically trying to kill us at the same time. Right? So I'm asking you again, everybody, not just the black women, are you angry? I can hear you. Are you angry? Good. After today, we remain angry. We don't run from the anger. We use the anger constructively to create a system that will serve us better. But this shop can't see us again. Are we in agreement that this shop, Peckham Hair and Cosmetic, cannot see us again? I'm going to hand over to my assistant, Gozi.
Ben, if you don't mind playing the other clip.
Far too long. When our parents come to this country and them first start coming here, a skinhead boy beat them and we them run to. You understand? We don't need their money. They need our money. They don't shop in our shop. So when we say we don't need them, them need we. 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 Now hear this. Everybody here, when you go home, tell a member of your friends and your family about what happened here today. Tell them about it. Give them the name. Peckham, Ere, and cosmetic.
What happened yesterday?
Can't shop them.
What happened
Yeah? Tell them about a bad review. Right? Give them the bad review. We must spread the news. And Afro foods, them a piss on the meat, but them a do no. Yeah? I will be on radio at 6 o'clock. You can tune in. GalaxyAfriwi.net, and we're going to talk about this.
All right. So those are some of the scenes that I recorded from Kelechi's live yesterday. Yeah. What do you guys think of that? Basically, what they're saying, sentiment, the numbers, what it kind of looks like.
I think the support is great, and actually, because I've always known who the hair shops, that the black hair shops are owned by and stuff like that. But because of this, I'm actually going to be a lot more intentional about where it is I get my products and stuff like that anyway. So I feel like it is creating that awareness that we needed. And I'm hoping that people will be more intentional. I reckon they would be.
Okay.
I feel like it feels like there is a shift in terms of people being more intentional now. Because I think even like there will be some kind of shame or some kind of embarrassment to know that you're patronizing these people when there are black hair shops that exist. Black owned hair shops and stuff that exist. And people are obviously putting information out there about the closest places and all that kind of stuff in their different areas. So I think it's a positive thing. I'm here for it.
Let's have it right though. You are going to be in the Indian man shop next week.
What did I just say? Let my sentences sink in for a minute. I already told you that my stuff's already black owned. I get it from Nigeria. So.
Oh yeah, so you're good. You're the exception.
But to be fair though, there are like bits here and there that I would need that I would quickly go to because it's convenient. Do you get what I mean? But now
everyone's gonna be like that. Oh, my Asian man's safe, man. He's cool. It wasn't him. You get me? If you're not even from Peckham, imagine from West. What are you talking about? You want everybody? Like, nah, that's the South, man. My Asian man, he's calm. He never did me no wrong. He gave me discount one time. Let me go get my bundles.
To be fair, there is a black owned.
About bundles.
That was in Peckham, right? And on Wharf, which isn't too far, there is a black owned shop called TG Hair and Cosmetics.
In Peckham as well?
No, Wharf Road.
Okay.
It isn't that far from Peckham. So if you usually go to that one, go to the Wharf Road one. You know what I mean?
It's close.
TG, what was it?
TG Hair and Cosmetics.
I always consider Wharf Road like Peckham anyway.
No, the Peckham boys took over.
All right.
Back day, I made it their territory, but it's not Peckham.
It's not Peckham.
It's not Peckham at all.
Okay.
Yeah, I think something we have to be just a bit more intentional about. Because someone did say that if it's a thing where, because obviously my issue is that I'm very spontaneous about things I choose to do to my hair. Like I could be sleeping and wake up and be like, oh, I want twist today. Call my auntie up, she's like, okay, you can come at this time. So now I have to go to the quickest place I can get the hair from. But someone was saying about like kind of bulk buying if you have to do that. Do you know what I mean? Bulk buying and just doing it that way so that you're not in a position where you have to, out of emergency, go there. And I'll be honest with you as well, because obviously Boots and Superdrug, they've clocked that black women, they are beauty and whatnot. Didn't think we needed a foundation until Rihanna thought so. Conversation for another day. But they now stock like black hair products as well.
Okay.
In a weird way, respectfully, I feel like I'd rather go there than to the Asian owned shop where someone was strangled. Because I'm already in Boots anyway for my skincare stuff. Do you get what I mean? So, yeah. But obviously black owned first.
Okay. Before we progress, I do want us to introduce our guest today.
Morning.
Yes.
Good morning.
How you guys?
The mic.
Is this me? Morning. Do you know what? I was just watching that clip of the woman. He legit strangled her, boy. I can't. It's actually disgusting.
It's crazy.
It's do you know what it is? This comes up every few years, and I just think, sometimes I just think, how long do black people have to suffer for?
Yeah.
It's how long do we have to have these debates? How long do we... And also, actually, it's not... Sometimes we think it's about our one shop or we go to the black hair shop, but actually it's about structural things that have been put in place that means we can't actually run our black hair shop without making it more expensive, because actually where we're able to source the products is not... There's almost like a cartel. There's a monopoly on where the products come from. It's like when people are like, why African countries so messed up? They're messed up because the West have put in a structure from the beginning of these countries. And these countries are even made up by white people.
Yep.
So Nigeria's made up, Ghana's made up.
Yep.
These are not countries. These were just made up. These were empires.
Yep.
And also, I'm not even trying to do Black History Month, we were kings and queens. No, literally, Nigeria is only 100 and something years old.
Yeah.
Before that, there was no such thing as Nigeria.
Mm-hmm.
Like Ghana, the same, and so on and so forth. And so in a way, it's like, actually, how do we not effect change at a sort of a local level, like or like my hair shop level? How do we affect change at the sort of structural level? Because it's a structural, because like the entry into the market of setting up one of those shops is not easy. I've seen like lots of black hair shops and like common fell, or like people saying, oh, do you know what? I'm not gonna go there. Times are hard. Like it's cheaper for me to go to the Indian shop.
Yeah.
But why is the Indian man able to source it for cheaper? Then and so there's like actually deeper debates to be had. But I think genuinely, like watching that clip, I saw another clip where the man was trying to explain it away. And then at the end of the clip, they said the woman got arrested.
Yeah.
Yeah, she
Yeah,
did.
he didn't get arrested. You know, they asked him if he wanted to press charges.
Yeah,
and
can
he
you
said
imagine?
out of the kindness of his heart.
No,
you know, he
but
doesn't
well,
want to.
looking at that, for me,
Mad.
how could you as the police, because remember like one time my next door neighbor was being mad racist to me. I called the police. Police have gone to me. What did they say that was mad? They said, he's your neighbor. What do you want us to do?
Sorry?
I
Sorry,
said,
come
what?
again.
I said, yeah, but he's your next door neighbor. Like, you know, like, don't you want to get? I said, but did I just explain to you what he said to me?
So they said, you need to think of the bigger picture.
Yeah.
You're going to be living for a while. Are you sure you don't want to be in bad terms? When I've just told you what
When
someone
I
did.
told you I'm not happy. But anyway, so I just think like, you know, there are structural things that we need to think about. And there are powerful black people that can engage with those ideas, that need to start engaging with actually how we can make real structural change.
In terms of like, because I 100% agree, right, in terms of the structural change and how we need to basically attack it from that angle. But in terms of like, when you look at the figures, right, and they say that basically black women basically are responsible for 80% of hair products in terms of buying, right, which is like about 5 billion, just in the UK, 5 billion pounds, right? Surely, if everyone kind of does their part little by little to kind of say, you know what, I'm not going to patronize these type of people, that can also attack that particular structure you're talking about as well.
No,
right?
absolutely. I think it's two-pronged. It's always two-pronged. Like, you know, like I've got a film. I did a premiere for the people yesterday. Tomorrow, going to the Houses of Parliament.
Yeah, yeah.
do you get what I'm saying? This is how we do it. Like, and all that, I don't vote, I don't believe. No, if you want to effect change, it happens at the grassroots and it happens like right in the houses of power. So like we need to always take a two-pronged approach. But like I said, there are powerful black people that could have those structural conversations. And we'll be surprised. And like we always say, there aren't like enough black people, no, like I've been in rooms like where I'm like, you lot exist and you lot have got paper like this, or you lot have got power like this and you look like me. And like how comes my people don't feel your power? Like, do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so like there are black people that can have those conversations. What you can do as a black woman or someone's partner that buys them product is like ensure that we don't, like you say, spend all our money outside of our community.
Yeah.
And even if it means we have to pay a little bit more, I think we should, because in order to build ourselves up. Otherwise, we're going to be having these conversations. How many times have like black women be like, I don't go to that shop, they're racist, but they're still going.
It's facts.
Do you know?
Yeah.
That's facts.
Do you know, I agree with you. I do think there are, I think personally, that the people that can make the bigger change if we're going to do this for our community are the people that got a lot of power to make that change. Because you touched on something that is real for a lot of people, which is that when it's like a black-owned hair shop, for example, it's gonna be more expensive.
Yeah.
Especially in this cause he lives, where people have to like budget what they're gonna do, blah blah. That money that they're saving in the difference. Do you get what I mean? So I feel like I do think there are people who would want to just patronize a black-owned hair shop, but unfortunately their wallet doesn't agree with them. Do you get what I mean? However, though, it's interesting because really and truly, the more we patronize them, the more they'll be able to kind of bring, like the prices can come down, because obviously then they're gonna need more stock, and then they can kind of come up with a deal. So it's a weird, it's a hamster that goes around the wheel.
It's a vicious circle.
It is, but I do think people that can afford it should be more intentional, and I think that way we'll be able to change can come.
And also, like, you know what, like what I always look at, like what digital, like what the online space has done, like for expression, for black people's expression. So like for us to be here, we can do that because of online.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what? I'm not on BBC Breakfast today. I'm here with you. Like, do you get what I'm saying? But like, when I started in the industry 20 years ago, if you're not getting on that BBC Breakfast so far, it's a myth for you. Like, you're not reaching no one. Like, do you get what I'm saying? But I can come here and reach, and know that I'm reaching people. Do you get what I'm saying? And then, like, you know, at the same time, you look at the musicians. 20 years ago, when I was in secondary school, like 25 years ago, like, you know, when the artists were coming out, they had no platform. So it was always one. I remember literally being a youth man, and there was a year, Miss Dynamite won the Mercury, and that was the pathway in. Yeah. The next year, Dizzy Rascal won the Mercury. I felt like I won a Mercury because I knew like one person went through. Yeah. Before them, it was like So Solid time. So it was like one person was popping. But actually, what no one talks about is that, oh, now we've got like 100 artists that are popping, that are from our community. The reason they're popping is because they've got digital fan base and they've got social media, and they can reach audiences in a way that they weren't able to years and years ago. And because of that, they've been able to prove that there is an audience for their content, because the problem we had before is that we couldn't prove en masse that there was an audience for our musical content, so to speak, right? And then because of that, like, you know, that we've, like, now, in a way, there's another racism that happens where black artists, even if they're good, never get signed unless they've got a following. Yeah. White guys get signed every day. They've got zero following. You've never heard of them, right? Yeah. And they put money into them to make them stars. Black guys, if you wanted to get signed tomorrow, they'll be looking at your metrics. You got But like, if you were a white brother, they will just say, are you good or not? That's another type of racism that happens in the music industry. But actually, it's better than what it was before, where like, you know, it was just one guy was coming in. And so we apply that to hair, we apply that to film, we apply that to everything. We can control those, like, where is the database online for a black woman to say, like, the closest black hair shop to me, black owned? Like, we need to create these. I'm not saying I'm the guy to do that, but there are people in our community that are into tech. Just make a list.
Someone did that actually. Someone put it in the community as well, because I talked about it yesterday, about like a directory with all the black-owned hair shop, and then there is one actually, and I reposted it. Someone dropped it in our Twitter community, so you can check that out.
So we need to jump on it, man. I just feel like we need to stop waiting for other people to liberate us. Nobody is going to give up their undue prominence. Nobody's going to give up their undue advantage to benefit someone, regardless of color. We live in capitalist society. People do not care about trying to help people for the sake of it. And as black people, we need to look to ourselves. What can we do to liberate ourselves? Because if people are racist to us, they're not trying to stop being racist because they benefit from that racism. And that's like, you know, that's been my mentality. People are like, oh, you make films, like, oh, but the industry doesn't help you. I'm like, I am the industry. I'm creating the industry.
Exactly. Exactly.
As a word.
Brent, were you going to say that?
Oh, fantastic guest so far, man.
Facts.
Bloody hell. All right, let's continue.
All right. So I know a lot of people are going to basically say, you know what, look at the reality today, right? In terms of the next steps, because obviously yesterday we all came together, we kind of boycotted, right? Shut down the shop.
Yeah, they were in there.
Yeah.
They put the shut down.
But in terms of like a practical next step that the average person can do, what would you basically say right now they can do today?
I think the first step is to hit them where it hurts. Stop patronizing the shops. That's actually the first step. Okay. Because if we stop patronizing the shops, they're not really going to be making money. They're going to start closing down. They can start making up spaces for other people who can afford it to have the shop, other black people who can afford it to have the shops and stuff. And that's what someone was saying was like, yeah, this one shop, no one wants to go to this one shop. But on this same road, he might own another 5. He might own another 6. Yep. Do you get me? They might have other branches around London. So I don't think it's enough to just stop that one shop. It's just, I feel like everyone needs to make a conscious decision, intentional decision, to seek out black-owned hair shops or black-owned cosmetic shops.
What if they can't find any in their proximity? What if they have to go way away to find one?
I'll be honest with you, people go quay for less. Do you get what I mean? Like, you would go quay. I've been places for brunches. Do you get what I mean? So
yeah, but brunches is a bit different than,
I don't think so. I think, again, it's about how it is that you feel about the cause and the bigger picture. Yeah. So if you see the bigger picture and you feel as though, do you know what? this is wrong and I want better for my community.
Yeah.
Personally, I feel like that should be the fuel. That's fuel enough to make to do something differently. But also as well, you don't have to go to a shop. There's online shops as well. Do you know what I mean? There's online retailers, so you can buy that way. I do think what it comes down to is how much it is that you care. And I'm not shaming anyone for not caring because people have different circumstances. Like I can't shame anybody if they say, do you know, I actually can't afford to go to that black-owned shop, or I would never ever shame anybody for that. If people have got different things going on. However, I do think it's about how much it is that you care about the cause. And
Ain't everyone
being
got to care
intentional.
though?
But also, sorry, quickly, is it a fact that black-owned hair shops are more expensive? Because if I'm talking about TGs, I've actually gone to TGs, gone back to the Asian man,
Yeah.
about 5 minutes down the road, and the prices were the same.
It depends what you would want, but typically, if it's like a new shop, for example,
Yeah.
they wouldn't have a deal with the supplier or something like that. So say, for example, the shop that was closed,
Yeah.
that all that stuff happened with, they've got other shops. Like, they do have other shops, you get what I mean? So you can negotiate to buy in bulk. But if you're a smaller shop, you can't buy in bulk. You have to buy reasonably according to demands. Do you know what I mean? So that could be a thing. And even Rebecca said that yesterday, one of our listeners in our community, she, during lockdown, started a business where she was selling like black hair supplies and stuff like that. But she was saying how certain brands she works with, they would give her make it more expensive, even black-owned ones, make it more expensive for her. But then say that they went to packs or something, it would be cheaper over there. And then she said she has to start questioning them, like, okay, it's expensive, it's more expensive on our website, but then when they go on other places, it's cheaper. How are we then gonna get traffic because it's more expensive for us? Do you get what I mean? So sometimes that is the case. I think it just depends on what it is that you want to buy.
Okay.
How does buying black help the community? Are you just want to help another black person, or do you want to help the community? Because that's what I'm saying. You're saying you got to care. It's not just a consumer. It's just like just buying and putting money in a black person's pocket doesn't necessarily do anything for the community if that black person is not on cold or trying to do anything to benefit the community. Is it community wide? Is it just you just want to put money in black people's pockets, or?
I think you know what, it's deeper than that. It's about building our own people up and actually then making it so that if you help build a black business to be successful, hopefully that person then influences black culture at the structural level and also at the grassroots level. Because again, like, you know, I hate
if they're not an ally.
No, bro.
If they're running on cold.
No, but you can't. A black person, I promise you, is more likely to be an ally than a white person, in my experience.
That's true.
More likely.
Yeah. And the thing is,
More likely. I'm not saying all black
Definitely,
people,
but
all
yeah.
skin folk are kinfolk. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying all skin folk are kinfolk. But what I'm saying is, it's more likely a black person, will help another black person than a white person or Asian person. I'm not saying all Asians and all whites are racist and they hate.
No,
like one of my closest friends, as like, you know, that has changed my life, is Asian. I've got white friends that have done the same thing for me. I've got like mixed race friends that are Chinese that have done this for me. Genuinely, like, you know, I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is, even then, like, you know, I'll give you an example. So I've got an estate agent, brethren, amazing guy. He's one of my closest friends, right? And he looks after a few of my properties, right? So I've got this property. I'm struggling to finish it off, like redevelopment. He's like, you know what? I got some guys that'll do it for you. So then he calls the finisher guy. It's an Asian guy. He calls, I don't even think he notices what's going on. He calls the cleaner, Asian guy. He calls an electrician, it's an Asian guy. Not because he's racist. It's just access, right? Do you get what I'm saying? It's access, it's easy access. It's people that he probably met at mosque, people that he met at church, people that he met like wherever he's meeting people, right? People that he's met because they're in his network, or he grew up with them, or his uncle knows them, or whatever. Like, and this is why, like, in a way, I'm like, if you help a black, even if you're helping just their black family, that's revolutionary. If it's helping just me, if you put money in my pocket and it helps me and my wife and my 3 children, like, that's revolutionary because you're uplifting that 5-unit group of black people that are gonna go on to influence of the world.
You know, I was gonna give the example when you said that of Enish, the restaurant, right? Nigerian restaurant owned by Nigerian couple. I didn't know. Nigerians are so funny because Enish is actually both their names. what they put together.
Was
You know,
it?
Nigerians love that with business.
Yeah.
The names have to be in there. But basically, it's owned by this Nigerian couple. They've got branches everywhere. They've opened one this year, I think it was earlier this year, in Oxford Street. A whole Nigerian restaurant is really nice. I've been there. They've got like 2 in Dubai. Like, do you know what I mean? They've got it in so many places. So with that, it started in London. It all started in London. And they've got like 8, because their bags, basically their takeaway bags, have all the list of all their branches. And every time I get a new bag, it's a new location. Do you get me? So I feel like even with that, I agree with that in terms of they don't have to necessarily be on code and go forth and do a lot of charity. But when I think about it, they would hire black people. That in itself is still doing something for the community. Do you get what I mean? Like, they're hiring black people. There's more black staff, more black jobs, all that kind of stuff. I feel like, in a way, it's still benefiting black.
Yeah, and I think even if they weren't on code, just to say they weren't on code at all, it's still better to empower them than it would be to empower people outside of us.
Someone that actually hates you.
Yeah,
That's the problem I have. Is like, actually, maybe I'm a little bit charged because, like, you know what? Last night we had a screening premiere launch event for my film, right? And like, the venue were palpably racist. Like, they were rude to me. They were disrespectful to everyone because they were black. Because the thing is, as a black person, if you live in the West, you would have experienced racism. And you know what it looks like.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my gosh, like, you sort of being like this, because I actually said it to the like assistant, whatever he was, assistant manager or whatever he was. I said, oh my gosh, you're being racist. Like, you're being really, and the guys, I'm not being racist. And I hate this.
They
My
hate
girlfriend's
when you call
black. Like, bro, because your girlfriend's black,
neighbour's cat's
you're not
dog's owner.
racist to her.
Okay. Talk about it.
It doesn't mean you don't have this energy.
In
Like,
you.
do you know what I mean? And like, oh, no, my partner's no. But the point is, I suppose for me, it's like when I reflect on all these things, I just think actually it's just better to empower one black person, even if they empower their family. It's better to because actually that their child could go on to be the person that makes it easier for my children to do something.
Exactly.
Like, and that means a lot to me when I've done so much in the industry and I could have an event in central London and be made to feel black. I don't like being made to feel black, like, because I'm not black. Like, I'm just a person. Like, the black label, like, is this, like, for me, in terms of, I'm not saying I don't identify as black, by the way, like, because that's a bigger debate. I'm just saying, like, in terms of the label, like, there's a way that racist white people make you feel black. Like, you shouldn't be here. You don't belong. Like, why are there so many people on the guest list? Why is this? Why is this? And I'm like, what? Like, why are we stressing out? Like, what's like, why are you not communicating with me like I'm a normal human being? Why are we having this, like, anger and like, I'm trying to communicate back to you and you're like, oh, don't, like, bro, I just think for me, I wish there was a black venue that had like 1,500 people capacity that I could just give them my money, because they get it. They get that actually there might be maybe 200 people more on the guest list in case people don't turn up and stuff like that, you know, because there's a code. Like, when you communicate, when you do business with people from your own community or people that are aware of like the norms in your community, it just makes it easier.
Makes it easier.
Yeah.
And so that's it, man. I just think we need to empower ourselves. We need to invest in ourselves. We need to mind in our own industry, because people are not going to give up their undue advantage. It doesn't make sense.
Big facts. Last week, we had a discussion about the feasibility, and even if we want to even have like a black-only school, right? And I guess the advantages of that and this, that, and the third. And when speaking to a few people, somebody specifically on Instagram said to me, it's a stupid idea because it's reverse racism. What would you say to somebody who says basically like us boycotting and only wanting to put money into our pockets? That's reverse racism, and that doesn't help society. The best way is to kind of show how it should be, and let's have institutions that may be owned by us, but we kind of open this up to other people too.
No, I don't think black businesses should just be for black people.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
I think black businesses should be in the same way that the thing is, the great thing, the best thing about this country, the best thing is that we don't live in ghettos where only black people exist.
That's true.
or only poor black people exist. You see, like growing up here, you could grow up on an estate, yeah? You're from Hackney. Bro, there's always been big houses in Hackney that different people from different communities lived in. So you could have been in your estate and not left your estate, but that's your business because up the road, there's like big houses with diverse communities. And that's what I love about London. Like what I love the most about this space is that actually it is kind of diverse. And if you open your eyes, just down the road, there's estates everywhere. There's estates in West End.
Yeah.
There's council flats in West End, the middle of West End. And that's what I love about it, in that actually, no matter how poor you are, you've got access. Or you see something, you can see something beyond you. There's only a few estates like in London, like Farm, it's in that one corner. Like, and you're kind of trapped. There was one in Peckham. There were a few in Hackney where like literally you could walk for half a mile and you're just still on your estate. Like, do you know what I mean? But ultimately, what is great about London is that it's diverse. So whatever product you have, if it's not got potential to reach a diverse audience, you're limiting your potential market. And like, why would you want to develop a business that has a capped market? So in a way, like that's like from going back to your point, like I don't think black businesses, should just be for black people. I think you could put your own black twist on it. You can celebrate your heritage. You could do all of that. But the aim should never be to like box up black things and not sell it to other communities.
Most people that do the black owned thing and scream black owned, they move like they only want, like it's only for black people. Like they only want black customers and that.
I agree with you.
That's how they move, which is a bit, that's how it
I
comes
agree
across
with you.
the
I
majority
agree
of the
with
time,
you.
which is stupid.
Do you know what it is?
For me, it's more on the ownership side though. I think we preach about black ownership, not just black customers.
No, but it doesn't. Well,
It doesn't
obviously,
resonate.
It doesn't
I
resonate that
agree
with
with
me.
you.
Do you know
I agree with you.
it's the market? It's the marketing.
No.
So because something's black owned, I guess basically black advertising as black owned is now the one marketing tool to help you get black customers.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean? Because really and truly, I feel like starting a black owned business, you are more likely to get black customers. You're more likely, it's easier for you to break into the black market before you break into like the wider market.
But is that because how it's marketed?
So that's why they market that way. So I do agree, they do market.
But an Asian
as though it
man
is.
starts a business, he's not more likely, unless
He's not saying
he's
it's
not more likely to
Asian
get He's not Asian owned, he's likely to
Yeah, but
unless
that's
you
because
live
they
in
don't need
like
to
a
say
heavy
that, though.
demographic
Yeah,
like
but
that.
Because they don't need to say that.
Yeah, but no one
though,
says
innit?
it.
Yeah, but that's
No, but
not their story though, innit?
Why owned, Asian owned, they don't have to say because they own a lot of stuff. To be a black owned business, it's a rare thing. So
No, do you
that's
know
why
what it
that's
is?
become like a USP of
No, I get it,
Guess
but
what?
I get his point as well.
I get his point,
because it
defo.
creates this idea
yeah.
that it's just for black
Black
people.
people, yeah.
So like
Yeah.
actually the term, not even like saying black owned, makes it seem like
It's only for black.
okay, it's only for black. That not even the branding. I've not seen the branding, but the minute I see in my head, the minute something says it's black owned, right? It in my head, me as a black person, I think it's just for black people.
I think you're openly out there saying you only want black people because you could have just
Yeah.
had your business and had your business.
But you
and
know what's
and it would have been
interesting,
for everybody.
It was interesting though, because there are some business and black owned businesses now who they don't market as black owned because of this, but it only attracts or black people only think they're the only ones to come. But this whole black owned thing started with lockdown. That's when that was the rise of
That
it.
was the peak
It's
of it.
now the tagline. It's now how to kind of sell yourself. Obviously, we've got Black Pound and whatever, but there are businesses who are aware of that and they try to. Some of them say, like, my business. Do you get what I mean? And then when you then ask them, have them for an interview or whatever, it's like, oh yeah, like I own the business, but it's not just for black people. Like I hear people throw that little thing in there now.
No,
Morning.
but
Come on.
it's what I agree
second,
with him
caller.
though.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Good morning, caller.
Good morning. Obviously, great conversation, follow up from yesterday.
So Chrissy, I
try
see
to
you're
be
not in
less-
jail. You fight?
No, I'm not.
Did you go here? Did you make it to the front line, yeah?
I did. I was on the front line.
Damn right.
I was.
Boots on the
I
ground.
was-
That's my girl.
Bro, where's the horns, man?
Literally, I had to turn up. Just speaking to Miles's point about why we have to say black owned. To me, I think obviously it speaks to the structural way things have been set up. So of course we have to say black owned because if we're saying we want to generate generational wealth and we want to be empowered economically, then how do we do that if we don't own anything? So if we don't own anything and it's not known, how do we start this? How do we start this? Like, I would rather go to patronize someone that actually says they're black owned than going to someone that hasn't. It's not really stated. Like, I don't know. Like, I have to question.
Black people support. Sorry, Christy. Yeah? Black people support businesses. Yeah, that like people come and infiltrate the culture, whether it be the hair shops, a food shop, I don't know, a club or whatever. That's ingrained in black culture. Like, but it's not a black person owned it. It's not until you went and done the research and you find out like, rah, this is a white man's shop, or this is you didn't even know. You know what I'm trying to say? That you just accept it, and they didn't have to promote. They didn't have to even pretend to be black owned. They just done it.
Oh, counterpoint. Sorry, Christy. You know, there's some businesses who advertise as black owned because they know that's how they're gonna get black people in, but they're not.
Yeah, but I'm saying there's a lot.
Not just black people, by the way, because just after George Floyd, as you knew, a lot of demographics decided, is this what is happening? We're going to actively now look to put money into black-owned businesses.
Yeah.
Started slapping black-owned on it. It wasn't just black people.
Yeah.
All those woke individuals that care about this particular narrative that equity is split fairly, they also wanted to stop using their purchasing power to basically buy these products. So it's not just a case of people say black-owned just for black people to do this. They also... other people also benefit off the back of the perception.
Oh, because companies and stuff want to tick boxes and all these things.
That's why you have this D&I initiative that's run through the corporate offices, because once I'm seen as ticking these boxes, everybody's going to, all the woke individuals, because that's where everybody's leaning towards, are going to be giving me patronage.
It's a marketing tool now.
So you think it makes sense to do it?
It depends on what specific thing we're talking about. Because
yeah.
Some people do not want, some people don't create products for white people anyway, right? Hair grease, this and next. This is directly towards black people. For example, Rihanna, right?
Yeah.
Everybody's now going to Rihanna because, wow, you've actually done something for me.
Yeah.
And it's not just black women that are buying this stuff, right? Even the ones that want to blackfish, innit?
Oh, well, absolutely. That's their recipe.
That's their recipe. Wow.
My thing is how are we meant to circulate money in the community if we don't go to these black owned and it hasn't been like, I don't understand. Like, obviously we have to start at
Christy's point, you're right. You can spend money at black owned businesses. The point me and Margs are trying to make is that actually sometimes that branding is isolating to people outside of the community. We're not saying as black people we shouldn't spend money with black-owned business. And also the problem is actually with like detailed advertising, with like the precise advertising you can do on social media, you don't have to say you're black-owned, you know. You can literally target who you're advertising to using Meta or whoever, like whatever other non-black owned tech company we're advertising through. Because also at the same time, an area that I worry about, like we are active users of tech, but we don't own any tech. It stresses me out. I go to bed like thinking about that every night, thinking we live in like a technology world, but black people literally own no tech.
Yeah.
Preacher!
No, obviously I hear it's facts, and I hear the point, because I think generally, yes, I think products that are just universal, has nothing to do with race. Of course, then yes, I don't think that it should be marketed in that way. It don't make sense. Universally, we use roll-on deodorant. Why do I need to say it's black owned? Certain things, I believe, yes, it shouldn't be a thing. Like, I should just be able to go to a dry cleaners and something that's universal. Typically, it shouldn't be, but obviously, I like to patronize my black dry cleaners. But obviously, things like that is universal. I get it. 100% get that realistically, the marketing. But I think the problem is we're trying to go into. I think the problem with us is we try to corner markets that are over saturated, and that's the problem. So we're not really thinking outside the box. So yeah, certain things shouldn't need to be marketed in that way. Like generally, if I'm setting up a dry cleaners, everybody uses dry cleaners, so it shouldn't really be a thing. But however, unfortunately, the way things have panned out, certain things have to be loud and said that it's black owned, because it's like we want to push ownership, but then how do we push ownership if we don't actually say these things that are black owned? So I think it's a catch-22. Obviously, I hear the point. certain things, it just doesn't need to be marketed that way. It doesn't. But there's certain things, like, I'm sorry, like, hello, there's a Turtle Bay. Turtle Bay is absolute trash. It's owned by an Asian man. But you would purport it to be, I'm sorry, I need to know that. No, I need to know that I'm going somewhere that is for me. I'm not going to go to, but they purport it that way. So that to me is important information to know. So I think certain things, yes, it needs to be important to know that, yes, it's black owned, but I agree, other things, it's not necessary at all. It's not, and again, we shouldn't oversaturate the market with certain things that it's been overpopulated, like certain industries. We need to actually think outside the box of things, just like you said with the tech. Like, why are we not in the tech? So we need to monopolize these industries where they wouldn't normally think to see us. And I think that's also a bigger issue that we need to tackle. But I do get the point of why we need certain things to be aimed as black owned though. Like, I think it's important for me. I feel pride in that, to be honest. Just as Esther mentioned, I actually feel pride in the fact that they've got a chain of restaurants. Where do you see a chain of restaurants? Is a McDonald's? They're all like, but you don't. For the fact there's actually a chain of Nigerian restaurants, I'm proud of that. So the ones coming up can see, mate, there's a chain of Nigerian restaurants. It's also I can do that. It sets the pace for the generations coming up. So I think it's also important to highlight that also. So I think two things can be true at the same time.
Yeah. I'm still stuck on the whole community aspect. I think everybody needs to have like a bigger mission. Like, I get what you're saying. Like, if you support black owned, and even if it's just one family that you think for, that's better than somebody that hates you and stuff like that. And I get it, but it's still going to take longer to make any progress because you're the one carrying on boots on the ground. Then it just stops there. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, the companies, the businessmen, the owners and that want the support from the people, and then they get it. And then it's just from me and my family. And then on the hope and on the whim that one of my kids changes the generations and stuff like that. It still doesn't think with me. I feel like there needs to be a more concise effort to know what we're doing. This money's coming here. I'm not saying that you have to go and give it away or whatever, but I feel like there needs to be something in place, some kind of structure. I'd prefer, yes, you'd prefer for like your own people than anybody else. That's cool. I don't even know if I really care like that. I'd prefer that, knowing where my money's going, it's gonna just like trickle down. You know what I'm trying to say? Like,
the thing is, does every purchase have to benefit the whole community? Why can't it just benefit that one black family? It don't have, everything doesn't have to be for the wider good. It could be just to help that black family.
Because if we're helping multiple businesses, out of that multiple, there will be people who are on code.
Yeah, but like you said, not all skin folk is kinfolk. Some people are pieces of shit. I don't want to help no piece of shit just because they're black. I don't want to help no idiot just because they're black.
Think about it. If I keep there's multiple businesses, right? And I know that I go to this shop, I go to this shop. His shop is the one where they've set up organizations, they set up charities, they're doing this, whatever. Knowing what they do, I will be more inclined now to pour more into this business. I feel like it will happen that way. So that way, we're kind of like weeding out people who are doing for self.
Like, what do Boots do for the community?
That's what I was thinking.
What do Super Drug do for the community?
That's like what I was about to say.
Yeah. Oh, no, but I don't go Super Drug.
No, but what do McDonald's,
Boots?
what do KFC do for the community?
Or a local black store?
No, I get that, but that's just things that we take for granted, isn't it? But now we're sitting down, we're focused, and we're making a concerted effort to push our money somewhere and to push our industry somewhere, innit? Do you know what I'm trying to say? That. So why isn't the focus aligned all the way across? Because that's just things we just take for granted, innit?
Do you know what it is?
Sorry, I've got Caribbean shops. I don't know what they do.
Oh, sorry, Christy. Thank you.
I've got Caribbean shops that I go to and think. I don't know what they do for the community, if anything. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like, that's fine. I'm taking it granted. No, but I'm saying now we're having a conversation, though.
No, but the thing is, unless we set up a union or like a charity or a board,
but that's what
that does that. But
that's what we should do.
No, but the thing is, not all business doesn't work like that. Capitalist society, society is based on. I have a business idea. I've got a potential. You find my mentor told me this. All it is, you find a problem and you solve it. Simple. That's business, right? And so you find a problem and you solve it. And now you've solved this problem so well, you're making loads of money from it. Like, most of the time, most businesses don't do charitable activity. Most businesses don't. And also, although in an ideal world we want them to, you just might not. And that's just is what it is. So why we
even just practicing nepotism,
but bro,
you've
been shopping at Adidas, you shopping at White Stores your whole life. Did you ever care about where the money was going? So why do you care about where this is going?
How? When I found out about the little sweatshops, I stopped buying certain things. What's man talking about?
No, be honest though. No, be honest. For your whole life, you shopped at big white corporations, big white companies. And did you ever care about where your money was going?
No.
Right? Exactly. So why would you care about this?
Because you are having a conversation for me to start caring about where my money is going.
The fact that it's going to a black-owned business should be good enough for you because you've been shopping your whole life at white establishments and not caring about where it's going.
That ignorance wasn't bliss. It didn't get us nowhere, innit? So now you're having a conversation with me and you're like, take your money from them places and put it somewhere else.
You know what it is?
I want where I'm put, like, because obviously now it's time for change, innit? When you know better, you do better, innit? So we're on a journey and we're on a path, innit? So now, rather than just spending my joint willy-nilly, you're telling me, take it here. And I'm saying, all right, cool, I've got no problem taking it here. And then when I take it here, what are we doing? Because I still want to... Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah. No, but wait. I get your point. But the point is, like, we can't, as we always do this as black people, we always hold black people up to a standard that we don't hold any other community up to.
So we should hold our own to a higher standard, though.
Wait. Listen to what I'm saying. So you're like, actually, I don't mind going to the Asian man shop, you know, if he's like, does stuff within the community. Nobody knows any charity that Pax has ever set up to help the black community. Yeah. But the minute you want to, like what's saying, spend your money with a black hair shop, you're like, oh, they have to be spending that money back, reinvesting that money. No, they shouldn't. It's up to them. Exactly. Like, it's capitalism. Yeah. You've given them that money. If they choose to do goodwill with that money, if they choose to be active within the community with that money, fair enough. If they go and buy 20 houses, and only rent those houses out to non-black people, it's up to them because the money's gone to them now.
That's fine, and then you're not wrong, and that's how it works, and that's how it's been going. But I'm saying we're sitting in this room, we're sitting in this space, and we're having a conversation, So there's an elephant in the room that we're clearly addressing, So we all know what's going on in it, and then we decide to support the black businesses because this is where it's going, Used to own black businesses, used to are aware of the conversation, what's going on, aware of the plight that we're under, aware of what's going on, the movement that we're trying to make. We decide to push our money into those businesses, and then it just stops there. But you're a part of the conversation. You know what's going on. What do you mean? You should be driving the change with us. We doing our part. You know what I'm trying to say? Now what? How can it just stop there? Because I thought we was working towards something together. Like, I want something more.
A lot of the time we think it stops there, But like Femi's saying, just them bettering themselves, that trickles down in some type of way. But aside from that, when you go to a Caribbean shop, right? There was a time where there's just one Caribbean shop. Because of that idea, and we saw it being successful, other people said, I'm going to do another Caribbean shop. So that alone creates other situations where other black people can say, this can be done. On top of that, how many white people you seen working in the Caribbean shop?
Not a lot.
We ain't seen none. So basically, you've got people now who've got employment. I was chatting to somebody in One Stop Caribbean shop in Wilson, right? And she was talking about, she works here, goes to another shop, black-owned as well, I can't remember what it is, and she works there. Why? Because she's trying to get money to get a mortgage. So she gets to go on the property ladder. So now she gets into a situation where she can benefit her family. So all of these type of things that we're not considering, it has that effect. We shouldn't have to require of these black people, tell me what you're going to do with this money. This profit is going to go here, and then this profit is going to... No.
I ain't policing no one's business. You don't have to tell me nothing.
I know.
I'm just speaking to the mindset.
But owning a business is empowering to other people.
Yes.
And a lot of the time, if you spend your money at a black-owned business, they are more likely to empower people within their community. Yes. In the same way that I just told you, my estate agent, brethren, most of his office, he's got one black guy working at his office, he's got one Chinese guy, he's got predominantly Asian people working at his office. You called me an electrician, he was Asian. You called me a cleaning company, Asian. You called me, it was because he's bringing in because there's other, like, imagine I run a film business, right? I run a film and television business. Yesterday I did an event, the events company I use. They're black people. Money's going in their pocket. They'll empower their company, their families, or whoever they want to empower with that money. I don't know who they're spending that money on. Like, like Abra's performing. He's brought his bridges. They're like, rah, there's 1,000-something people here.
But that's the doing I'm talking about. I'm not policing you about what charities you're thinking. That's the mindset.
You know what's mad? You know what's even madder? That yesterday I did I did a ticket where people could donate £2.50 to get in. And then I slid that price up closest to the event. I didn't want to charge for that event. But they were like, we have to do a ticket link. And I was like, I don't want to do a free ticket link because people might just book it and not come, right? So let's put a charitable donation. I'm giving money from that event to a charity called Power the Fight, which is run by a black guy, and another charity called Arts Against Knives, just because, like, you know, I made that decision. But like, I, like you said, I'm a black guy that is conscious in that way, that wants to empower other black people, that wants to do all of that, despite literally facing what I felt was racism yesterday. But it doesn't matter. Like, I'm still trying. But other black people might not want to do that. But it's fine.
It is not.
But
It's fine. But then I'd rather come and support you. That's the point that you're making is the doing and the mindset to which I'm talking about. I ain't policing you to tell you about what charities you think. I don't need to know all that. But you're practicing nepotism, like you're doing what you need to do. You get what I'm trying to say? Like, and that's the mindset. That's literally the simple things that you just said is what I'm speaking to.
But it's also just one person. Because remember, even if you patronize like 10 different companies, right, and only one person has the mindset that Femi has, that in 10 years' time, somebody's going to see Femi and be like, okay, cool, I'm going to do something similar. So we shouldn't necessarily just see it as, oh, okay, you know what? I have to make sure everyone's kind of doing certain things. Just that one person, that one visible person can make it happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, people don't necessarily say, oh, what's Mark's doing with his money when he was rapping? Just the fact that you was rapping and the fact that you're now a podcaster, it's like, cool, I can do this too.
Like, do you know how many people you've inspired by what you, like, by your life? But you would never even, do you know what's mad, Mark?
You wouldn't know.
You would never even know.
Yeah.
You know, like, I know, like, you go out and you get the love and all of that stuff, like, but you know, like, I meet people every day. First time I met you, you came up to me, like, I love you, like, I love your films, blah, blah. First time I ever met you, I didn't know who you were. I knew you, like, and I was like, bro, like, you're a rapper. Like, remember, first time I met you, I'm like, you're a rapper, bro. Like, man, like, where's your music? Like, remember I saw you before the podcast thing, tell the truth. You came up to, but I'd never met you before. But I knew of your work. And like, you shaped me. I met Abra. The same thing. He's like, oh my gosh, like I was saying to Abra's manager yesterday, thanks for making this happen, man. Like, this wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for you. Do you know what he said to me? He goes, bro, I'm a fan. I've been a fan. How can I say no to you, bro? Like, I was watching your film Kidulthood yesterday, but I did that when I was 17. I don't know who's that has touched.
Who's that touched?
I don't know. Like, when I meet like John Boyega, Damson Idris, all of these people, they know me because the work I did 16 years ago. I'm not their brethren. They saw me on a medium even before they could conceive of themselves on that medium, and they've not only gone and done that, they've done it to another level. To me, I don't even like the amount of people you influence by your very existence and like your very action, and you influence them to shape the world in their own way. But we can't police how they shape the world. I can't now say, oh, do you know what? Like, man did that film, and like, them youths watch, man, they need to pay homage. They don't need to pay homage to me. They don't know me. I don't know them. They could do whatever they want. But the fact that they're choosing, like, even like Letitia Wright, right? She saw, like, one time I invited her to the basketball. She saw my son. She's like, you know, your dad's a legend. My son was just looking at her like, just my dad, like whatever. But to my son, it's mad because I'm looking at the lady from Black Panther.
Exactly.
Like,
you're
which
telling
is
me
one
my
of the,
dad's a legend?
Yeah, like, which is like one of the most successful films in the world.
Ever.
And like, I'll give you one more example, which is mad, blew my mind. So I'm like, took my son football, I used to live like near St. John's Wood. So I took my son football. There was a football thing they used to go to. My son's playing football. There's this actor, Chiwetel Ejiofor. He's one of the biggest black British actors ever. He's pulled up with his dog. And my missus is there. Like, we're both watching my son play football. Some youths, I'm there like, I should talk to my man, you know. I might be able to put him in a film. I've never met him before. I'm doing this in my head, I'm like, maybe I can like I should pattern my man. I'm doing this debate in my head, Some youths have walked right past him. They're like, you're the brother from Kidulthood. They're going mad. They don't even know who the brother is. Like, and so it's like, you don't, like, in my head, that's the biggest actor in the world right now. And then they've come up to me. I'm like my missus was busting up because she's like, the thing is, it goes to show your demographic. Your demographic, they're not film buffs, are they? Because like they're more about the legend. So, but the point is, ultimately, you don't know who you're touching by your action, and like by spending money somewhere, you don't know who they're gonna influence. We can't police every action, and even you can't fathom like who like you've inspired. People are starting podcasts today because of you.
Yeah.
And you might not
Femi,
meet them for 10 years.
This boy sat here, right? I think it was last week when we had 2 weeks ago when we had the Cambridge that came on.
Yeah.
And there was a boy who was going to Cambridge now, right? He's a black boy. And he said that Margs inspired him.
And he's off to Cambridge.
Margs inspired him. And he sat right there and heard that.
Did he say that?
Yes.
Don't be silly.
I don't remember him saying that.
Stop foolishness.
Why are you forgetting that part?
Trust me.
Well, like,
Forget all
but
that
this
shit.
is this.
But I do my part. I
No,
help
but
my
this
community.
is it.
This
Everyone
is it.
does-
What,
everyone
do you
will
know
do their
what? Do you know what? Have you set up a charity?
No.
Have you set up a foundation?
No.
But do you know how much you're doing for the community?
No, but there's bare black people in my industry that I work with that I've helped put on platforms, help get them money, help get them bread. I do what I can do
Marks.
where I
And
do
this-
it.
You're proving my point.
Yes.
You
That's-
are a black business.
Yes.
And
not everyone
in this
knows what
scenario.
you do.
Yeah, but I've got the right mindset, so you can support me. This is what I'm trying to say.
No.
I'm just saying, be like me,
but you know what-
and I'll support you.
Do you know what it is
Don't you
though?
get
No,
it?
but you should support people regardless if they're doing something for the wider good or
Because you
not.
don't know what the
Because you don't
influence
know,
of
like you said, you don't know
is.
what that good you're doing for them would
This
do
is it.
on a long term.
That's
I
the
hear-
point
I hear
you're
that.
proving.
I hear that. I
No,
hear that.
you're sending youths to Cambridge.
That's a stretch.
You don't even know.
That's a nice spin.
No, but you don't, bro. But you don't
No,
even know, bro. Marks,
As I
this is what's
said,
mad. Marks, this is what's crazy. You don't even know because you're like, in your head, you're touching kids in the hood, but really you're sending youths to Cambridge. This is the thing. I say to like, man meet me all the time, like, and they're like, oh, raw, I'm like, you know, like, I grew up on an estate, like everyone else, like, so I was listening to pirate radio. Like I know what's going on. Like because some youth was like, oh yeah, I'm a presenter. I met this youth. You know this youth has been dissing Stormzy, saying like online, and everyone's been going at him saying like, why is he had this clip saying Stormzy doesn't like make music for him anymore.
flashy.
Oh,
Yeah,
that
so I
one.
met him. And he's like trying to explain. I'm like, bro, I've seen all your interviews. And he was so confused. I'm like, bro, why would I like what bubble do you lot think I live in? Like, do you get what I'm saying? But the point is, you are shaping the world in a way you can't even fathom.
can't.
And by investing in black people to own, like the guy that owns Anish, I'm like, raw, like how much like can I do? Like, is there value I can add to that space? But like, there's some people that are not only gonna look at that, they're gonna be like, you know, I want to do it on a Nigerian restaurant, but I want to do it like this. I want to make what's the Nigerian version of Nando's? What's the Caribbean version of that? I want to do that. And there's a black youth that's just gonna come out with it, and everyone's like, oh my gosh, that's genius.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? But that might have come from like looking at the guy that did Anish. Maybe the guy from Kiddo would inspired the girl that went on to do Black Panther. Do you know how mind blowing that is? And I'd never met any of these people and said, oh, you should do acting, you know? But by the very fact that they saw us, me, Amel, Adam Deacon, they're like, raw, this is like me. I can do that. And it's gone on to inspire them to do much more than we could even do for ourselves or even fathom. And that's all that matters, bro. And we need to think about black business in the same way.
Because that's really what it is, you know. It's that people that look like you, that are from the same places as you, inspire you because it motivates you, and you don't know what is going to ignite in each person because everyone's got a different story. And I even believe that even with people who have businesses who may not be on code, I believe that seeing other people who are on code will bring shame to them. Black people do have some shame in them. Do you get me? Like it will make you think, oh, all I'm doing is I've just got a business that's doing well. I'm just buying cars, I'm buying houses, I'm doing that. What am I doing for my community? When you see how the community is moving, I do think it can inspire change. I reckon. I believe it can.
100%, man.
Yeah.
I wish we could talk about this further, right? But obviously, I want us to get onto our interview with Femi soon, right? So we do have a couple of things to get through. So I think we can wrap up the topic of the day there.
All right, let's get into our headlines.
All right, guys. So our next headline, big trigger warning here, guys. It's just some disgusting information that I need to relay to you guys. So according to a safety watchdog, freely available artificial intelligence software is being used by paedophiles to create child sexual abuse material, with offenders discussing how to manipulate photos of celebrity children or known victims to create new content. The Internet Watch Foundation said online forums used by sex offenders were discussing using open source AI models to create fresh illegal material. The warning came as the chair of the government's AI task force, Ian Hogarth, raised concerns about CSAM, which is the child sexual abuse material, on Tuesday. as he told peers that open source models were being used to create some of the most heinous things out there. Open source AI technology can be downloaded and adjusted by users, as opposed to closed model tools whose underlying models, which underlie the creation of images, cannot be accessed or changed by members of the public. So obviously they're using this to edit and I guess fulfill their sick minds, right? So Dan Sexton, who's the chief technical officer at the Internet Watch Foundation, said paedophile discussion forums on the dark web were discussing matters such as which open source models to use and how to achieve the most realistic images. Went on to say that there's a technical community within the offender space, particularly dark web forums, where they're discussing this technology. They are sharing imagery, they're sharing AI models, and they're sharing guides and tips. He also added that the content that we've seen, we believe, is actually being generated using open source software, which has been downloaded and run locally on people's computers and then modified. And this is a much harder problem to fix. Last thing he added was it's been taught what sexual abuse material is, and it's been taught how to create it. So this is what they're feeding into this AI model. It's sick. And our last headline is researchers found that more than a third of UK medical students do not receive sexual misconduct training. Remember yesterday we were talking about the amount of people that have suffered from sexual abuse in the NHS. And the study by researchers at the University of Cambridge found that almost half of medical half of medical schools offered no training or only generalized harassment training that was not specific to sexual misconduct or that was wholly outside the context of being a doctor. Analysing responses from the UK's 34 medical schools to Freedom of Information requests, the research found there was no standardisation of training on sexual misconduct across medical universities. The authors of this particular report basically said that graduates from more than 1/3 of schools in the UK are leaving their medical training without being educated on sexual misconduct and the medical profession anywhere in their degrees. It cannot be assumed, therefore, that graduates who are working as junior doctors have received training on sexual misconduct before starting their NHS roles. They say that medical students, as future clinicians, have a crucial and strategic need for education that allows them to perform a critical role in exhibiting good behaviour and intervening, identifying, assessing and reporting sexual misconduct when they see it happening at work or in wider society. The findings come as a separate study found that nearly 1 in 3 female surgeons working in the NHS had been sexually assaulted in the past 5 years. And that's it for the headlines. It's time to pay the bills.
All right, let's get into some word on road. Okay, starting off with some very, 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 very sad news. The Nigerian artist Mohbad sadly passed away yesterday, man. Like, really broke my heart. Really, really upset me. He was super, super talented. Do you know what it is? So obviously because I'm Nigerian, yeah, I have a different, I feel differently for Nigerians. Mm-hmm. But he's someone who worked so hard to get where he was. And the Nigerians who come from the streets, they really be hustling. They really go through things. And when they make it, it is such a big thing. Do you get what I mean? Mm-hmm. And yeah, man, it was sad, man. He came onto the scene. He's got a lot of songs that are just so, so sick. Very, very talented rapper. Very talented singer. Just talented, period. And his life hasn't been exactly the easiest. Obviously, came from the streets, came from struggle, came from hustling, all of that stuff, made it. So he was signed to Naira Marley's label. I said label. Label. Signed to Naira Marley's label. However, he started having issues with the label, right? Trigger warning. Thoughts of suicide coming up. But yeah, so he started having issues with the label, wanted to leave the label. That became a whole messy situation where there was... So basically, obviously, Naira Marley had the whole issue with EFCC. That is the Nigerian... What people that deal with...
Is that a fraud?
Like HMRC.
Yeah.
So that's the Nigerian HMRC, basically. And it was to do with fraud and whatever, Yahoo Boys and all that kind of fraudulent stuff, whatever. They all got arrested. It was the whole thing. But anyway, so Mohbad wanted to leave the label He basically said the relationship wasn't great. He wanted to leave the label. But however, he is one of the most successful artists. Do you get what I mean? They didn't want him to leave the label. It was a whole beef situation where one day he basically was doing an Instagram live where he was out on the streets and he was basically saying that he feels like his life is in danger. He had a breakdown, talking about, and basically said to people that if he dies, the label is to blame. Essentially, he actually said, if I die, Naira Marley is the one who killed me.
Serious.
And Marley, it was a whole thing. So he's been through a lot. And since that whole thing as well, he's had poor health and he's been dealing with a lot of like mental health issues in terms of like anxiety, depression, and Bella Shmurda, who is a great friend to him, but also one of our best artists in Nigeria as well. So Bella Shmurda was really, really close with Mohbad, and obviously when the whole thing was happening in the whole industry and stuff, Bella kind of stayed by his side and always praised him publicly, put him on, and just stayed friends with him. And actually, in an interview, this clip has been circulating all through yesterday, but in an interview, Bella was talking about, it was an interview for Bella and his stuff that he was doing, but basically he touched on the Mohbad situation in terms of his label, and he was saying how that label thing has been so bad for him that it's actually caused him, like, is it hypertension? It's like high blood pressure.
Yeah.
That where he's like in hospital now because his health is so bad. And also, this is where trigger warning, sorry. But he was saying how one time he had to stop him from killing himself. So they were in an apartment, him, Mohbad's girlfriend, who they've been together for 10 years. And basically his girlfriend came out in a panic, like he wants to jump kind of thing. And they basically had to kind of talk him off. But he was saying that that's how bad that label thing has been for him. And in a recent interview, Mohbad as well was saying about how, because he left the label, what they've done is they try to blackball him. So whenever he wants to get a booking, people still go through the label, right? But then the label basically been telling people that he's ill, he's in hospital, he's not well enough to perform, and you don't want to book him. Like, it's not guaranteed kind of thing. So it was what festival was it? Was it One Africa Fest or something like that? It was a recent festival, but one of those festivals anyway, the African festivals. They then happened to call him directly and were like, "We want you to perform. Like, are you in a good place to perform?" He's like, "Yeah, why wouldn't I be in a good place?" We're like, "Oh, well, your label said that you're in hospital and you can't perform, you can't do that." So that's when he then clocked that they'd actually been stopping his bag like that. So he's publicly dealt with a lot. Like, the guy's had a hard life, and his parents, from what I know, his parents are still alive, and he just shows, I feel like having to bury your child. He's 27. He's so young. And he's got a 5-month-old baby. His son only turned 5 months yesterday.
Sad.
And his girlfriend, sorry, they're married. His wife was saying how she got the news a few minutes after she'd posted a story about, the son turning 5 months old. So she's obviously expressed her sadness and how she's a widow at 24 now, and like they've been together 10 years since they were like much younger, so they were teenagers and stuff like that, and how just difficult it is. But it is confirmed, because obviously at the time the news came out, it wasn't really confirmed, but it was later confirmed, and his page, or his people have put on his page, and they said, "It is with great sadness that we confirm the passing of Promise Oladimeji Aloba Mohbad," and he calls himself Imole, which means light, because he's light. He says, "The passing of him today on the 12th of September, Mohbad was light until the very end, and as we mourn the loss of the brightness he carried, the family thanks you for your love and prayers and asks that you continue to respect their privacy during this difficult time. Imole is finally at peace." But the news... So basically, the reports, what's currently out there that happened to him is that he had an ear infection, went to the hospital, he was given an injection, he fell asleep or passed out after the injection, and he just never woke up.
Imagine.
Stories are really adding up. I don't know. Do you get what I mean? I don't know. I feel like hopefully they can do an autopsy and stuff, and they can get really to the bottom of it. But I don't know something don't seem right, because the blogs are posting that story never posted when he was speaking out against certain people and whatever else. Do you get me? So it's like you want to say this is, and how do you, now you have the sources close to him to confirm or say whatever. But his wife, also posted, he struggled till death. He's had too many pains, threatening. He has always lived with fears, continuous fights everywhere he goes. He has never been happy for a whole day. He was called a junkie, a mad person, a mental issue so the public would have another view of him. He's dead at least, well, this is awkward. She said, "He's dead at least you guys won. Take your trophy. You've made me a widow at 24 years old. And then in Yoruba, she said, like God, like be a God of justice kind of thing. And she said nothing makes him happy anymore. Even after seeing his baby, he became more worried. He's now a family man. He doesn't want anything to happen to us. I was supposed to collect my baby's passport yesterday so we could process our traveling. He always said to me, please, like, always begged her to go for the baby's sake, for the baby's safety. I wouldn't want this people to harm you and him. It will break me." So yeah, man. So it's just sad, man. R.I.P. to Mohbad. It's very, very sad. It really, really broke my heart. Really made me sad. But
He's a sick artist, man.
He's so sick, man.
He was so good. He had a lot of bangers.
So sick.
I think I was in Lagos one time, and when I'm in Lagos, sometimes I just get in a taxi and I let them play the radio. So I could, wherever I go, like I make the taxi man play the local radio because I want to feel the vibe.
That's what you get the vibe.
And that's how I discovered him, actually.
Okay.
I just thought it was the sickest artist. So it's sad to hear, man. Such a young age, man. It's really sad.
Like so young. But RIP to him, and love to his friends and his wife and Bella Schmurd. I can't even imagine how he's going to be feeling, because he was literally like by his side when people deserted him, when no one was trying to check for him. He's by his side promoting his music alongside promoting his. Like, he was such a good friend to him. So it's just very, very sad, man. But RIP to him, love to his family and friends. And also, so you know Burna Boy, the last album, had shouted out Jada Kingdom. And it was like a whole thing about whether they're going out and whatnot, whatever. But anyways, so she's been out with Pardi. Pardi is a songwriter, producer, all that stuff. Also, people know him as Megan Thee Stallion's ex. But basically, she was spotted out with Pardi, right? When the picture went out and whatnot, then Burna makes me laugh so much. I just think he's such a joker. Then he put a post up. Obviously, it's him in it. So he put a post up with a laughing emoji and he said, "All I can say is City Boys is up." And people were like, "Sir, be fucking for real." Y'all ain't up. But yeah, just that. What else is there? DJ Envy and Tyrese are beefing. Oh, it's a whole mess. So Tyrese was recently on the Breakfast Club, right? Whatever, good interview, nice interview, whatever. And then DJ Envy says, you know, something about he owed Tyrese a box in the mouth kind of situation. Like, I ought to box you in the mouth kind of thing, whatever. Cool. Turns out now, after the interview and whatnot, Tyrese has then gone on his page to say that he was shocked by the way Envy moved, because, you know, he was shocked by it. And he said about how, what's it called? He was talking about how, you know, he was accused of disrespecting. That's why Envy wanted to box in the mouth, because Envy said he disrespected his wife. And Charlamagne was like, oh, like, what did he say? And Tyrese was like, I wanted to know what I said, because I don't know where I've ever disrespected his wife and whatnot. But basically, this is what the tea is, right? Is that when Envy was out here disrespecting his family's name, cheating on his wife up and down, obviously he and his wife had that whole thing where I guess they were going through marital problems, whatever. Tyrese helped them get through it. Like, he played a part in helping them get back together and just see eye to eye and sort things out. And so they did say they're very appreciative of that, and they're appreciative of that, and they love him for that kind of thing. But then I guess they're saying that lines were crossed because Gia, who is Envy's wife, she was saying that they became really close and they would talk all the time and whatever else. And that is where Tyrese was then moving inappropriate with her. And so that's why they had to break things off. And she then, they break things off and whatever, the beef. But Tyrese is basically saying that that's a damn lie. He said that's a damn lie. You're accusing him of things he didn't do. And he's saying how, I guess he thought they were cool. They were good. He didn't know they had him blocked, basically. And he also showed like dates with text messages and whatnot, saying that, you know, just showing receipts, his form of receipts and whatever else. It's on his Instagram page if you want to hear all the details. You know, Tyrese can be long-winded with stories sometimes, so you can go on there. But yeah, so, and then obviously Gia then called into the show yesterday because Envy wanted to address him being called a liar and whatnot. And she called into the show and she basically said that they'd fallen out with him like 3 times on 3 occasions and whatnot. But essentially, she did confirm that, he was being inappropriate with her because they were very close at one point, they were good friends, but he was crossing the line in terms of flirting with her and making inappropriate comments. And she did mention that she understands, obviously, that he was in a different space, he was on his psych meds and whatever else, so that might play a part. Tyrese has never shied away from the fact that he was on medication and whatever else. It's all a mess, really and truly. I don't know whose side I'm on or if I care enough. I just think people made their beds and say this is what you've got to lie in it. I feel as though Tyrese helped them with their marriage. I think that Tyrese and Gia were just friends, and I think Envy got jealous because his conscience thought that his wife might do to him what he did to her. So there's that. Speaking of what he did to his wife and who he did to his wife, that was Mena. She has come out. I was talking about it last week and saying she hasn't apologized, but she's actually now come to apologize for the comments she made about Spice. So context, she and Spice, who's the dancehall artist, had an argument while they were filming Love and Hip Hop. She called Spice a monkey. Not just a monkey, but then started making monkey noises. But she's come out, she issued an apology via TMZ. So this is what the apology says. I deeply regret my insensitive comments and want to humbly apologize to anybody I hurt or offended by my thoughtlessness. My choice of words was wrong and I take full responsibility for what I said. I am committed to listening to the voices of those affected and will work towards making amends. As a woman of colour, I had to pause so you could take that in. As a woman of colour and the mother of 2 black children, I want to make it clear that my use of that word was not in any way racially driven. That said, I do understand the gravity of what I said and want to use my platform to promote inclusivity and equality. Sincerely, Erica Mena. Obviously, my thing is, when you say so, when you do something to somebody, isn't that the person you should be apologizing to? Because I didn't see Spice's name up in this at all. And I just thought, you know what, whatever in it. Because obviously I told you guys last week, she's been dropped from Love and Hip Hop. She's also been dropped from another show she's got coming up later on this year. She's losing money left, right and centre, essentially. Her bag has been stopped. And so I guess she felt to apologise, which is fair. However, someone commented and said, did she apologise to you for bringing up your child? So context, Spice brought up Erica Mena's parenting and said, this is why your son don't like you. And I'll be honest with you, I personally thought that was a low blow, and I thought anything that comes after that was just going to be what it was. Someone asked if Spice apologized to Erica, and she says she never will have the guts, unfortunately. I said, so that's why. That's why her apology is to the public who reacted and felt triggered by what it was that she said. It's not necessarily to Spice, but I think she and Spice should apologize. I personally think Spice should also apologize to her, because there was no need to bring up someone's parenting. Spice knows how she feels about her kids and whatnot. You can't do that and then start acting shocked when someone cusses you back. Obviously, not making monkey sound. That's just a different level of anti-blackness within your spirit. But yeah, man, she's apologized. What else do I have for you today? Hold on. Oh, and Black Excellence. Black Excellence, we talked about her. Well, she was in the clip we played earlier on Topic of the Day, Kelechi Okafor. And she has a new book. Oh, so pretty. There it is. Edge of Hair. And essentially, it's a compilation of different short stories. Check it out. Get it. It says stories from near to now. And a quick description of it. It says in the book, it says, enter a world very close to our own, one in which technology can allow you to explore an alternative love life with a stranger, a world where you can experience the emotions of another person through a chip implanted in your brain, and one where you can view snippets of a distant relative's life with a little help from your DNA. And it's amazing. I'm really, really here for it. I'm really excited to read it, because she was on the Receipts podcast, and she kind of she gave like a couple of the storylines of 2 of the stories, juicy stuff, juicy content. I was like, yeah, I need to read that. So big up Kelechi. Congratulations on your amazing book. And you can get that, I believe, from all your usual bookstores, WSB and Waterstone, all them places. So
The book launch was good yesterday.
The book launch was good.
Yeah.
Do you know how sick that was? She went to the Peckham protest, got dressed, and then went to her book launch.
You know what's funny? Yeah?
Love a queen.
On the live, security guy came up to her and was like, yo, you don't need to go.
You're going to be late. But sorry, Brent.
You know, he wasn't supposed to be there.
Really?
He
saw her on the
he saw her on the live.
Oh, then he came there?
Yeah.
He said, girl, we've got to go. Big up her, man. But how was it, you said?
Yeah, it was good. It was good. Richie hosted it. Richie Brave.
Nice.
Richie, I was going to say, you've got Sunak.
Sunak? You've got better things to worry about. He's the the economy.
When you said Richie, I was like, bro, them big draws there.
Big up Richie Brave.
Yeah, I mean, the people who came out to support her, like, all of them kind of lined up afterwards to get the book signed.
Oh,
that's amazing, man.
Each time it will come up to the front of the table.
Yeah. See, you never know who you're inspiring, man.
It was crazy.
You never know who you're inspiring. But now, big up Kelechi, man. She She does a lot for the community. She really does. She speaks up for people that need to be spoken up for and big up. And she gets a lot of backlash for it. I don't know how she does it, but she keeps going. I like because I was watching her stories and stuff, and she was saying about people need to stop sending her stuff, like traumatic stuff. Do you get me? Because she was like, a lot of times, I'm going to see these things. So she was like, unless there's something that's happening to you personally, you don't need to send it to me. And that's so true, because people that like her, Dr. Shola, like the black women that are always at the forefront fighting for this matter and speaking up for the voiceless and stuff like that. People don't ever do a wellness check on them, see how they're doing. Do you mean what kind of day they're having before you just dump on them kind of thing?
Yeah.
So, but again, Kelechi sees a lot of things. She raises awareness about a lot of things. She talks about that witch that was out here killing babies for the fun of it. Do you know what I mean? She talks about a lot of things. So big up Kelechi, and she deserves this success. And so check out the book.
And yes,
Edge of Here is called.
Anyone asking, is it going to be on Audible? Yes, it's already been recorded, so
Yes.
that's going to be coming soon.
But buy the book in the meantime, and then do the Audible as well. Support black businesses.
Straight.
All right, that is all from me. Let's get into the People's Journal.
All right, people, welcome to the People's Journal, where I give you the news from an economics point of view. All right, so the first thing I want to talk about, I haven't got much to talk about today. Breaking news, the UK economy contracted, man, by 0.5% in July. A lot of people were kind of surprised. They didn't think that it would, happen like this, especially to this degree. But the ONS have come out and basically said that the broader picture looks much more positive, you know what I'm saying? So the economy is growing across services, production, construction sectors in the last 3 months. So overall, things are getting better. So let's not be kind of too disheartened by those figures for July. Next thing I wanted to mention, something that I said to you guys yesterday about Apple's new phone, man. So the new iPhone 15 it's not out yet, but it was unveiled yesterday. Is it like an annual launch that Apple do, innit?
No, it's whenever they have a phone, they do a whole
yeah.
rigmarole.
So basically, they were talking about the new iPhone 15. They're talking about the new Apple Watch as well. Are you guys going to be getting anything?
No, man, I'm trying not to just, what is it? Not capitalism. Consumerism. I'm trying to be a victim. And I just got one the other month. The 14.
Yeah,
so
you don't need to.
I'll catch up with the 17 or the 18 or something.
To be fair, what they're saying, there are a few changes, but nothing that you
Barely.
really.
There's hardly any changes with these phones.
Well, what they're saying is that, obviously the charger port that we talked about yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
That's changed. So Apple have got like an adapter thing that they've released as well, which they're charging.
Of course they would. Why wouldn't they release it?
They're charging £29 for that adapter.
Yeah, I bet they are.
They're also saying, obviously, the iPhone 15 is going to have a brighter screen. It's going to have an improved camera.
They say that every time.
Of course. It's got a titanium frame this time.
I could know. Well done. I could know. Like, well done on spending money.
Oh, okay.
It's also got it's got an action button. So on you guys' iPhones,
Yeah.
You got like a mute button, innit?
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, that's now an action button. So they're copying Samsung basically, where you can assign that button to do something else. So for example, on mine, I press that button, it just goes straight to Spotify.
But ours is a click.
Yeah.
Ours goes down.
Yeah, I think they've changed that whole thing. So maybe it might just be a button that you press instead of a swipe.
They're being dramatic, man. That works well for me, because how else am I going to mute my phone?
Some other things. Also, they're saying the new Apple Watch is going to feature like gesture control as well. So you can double tap it and like with 2 fingers and like on the same hand, and then that's going to do certain things like end calls, answer calls, and things of that nature.
Do you know what I find the wildest? You know, I used to buy phones and earphones came with it.
Yes.
They tried to talk about they're bringing out AirPods now, so now you got to buy the AirPods separately. This is wild to me.
They always find ways, man. They always find ways.
So crazy. Now, because I thought not including earphones and stuff was wild enough. Now the charger's not even included. So what are we going to buy next? The back of the phone next?
Basically.
Build your own phone. So silly, man.
And the last thing I wanted to mention is basically the head of BP. He's resigned, man. He's resigned. Basically, they're looking into his personal relationships with colleagues. So yeah, apparently this is a lot of these allegations happened prior to him taking on that particular role, but he is admitting that there was no full transparency. I mean, I didn't tell you guys about my relationships with these other colleagues, plural. so I understand, you know what I'm saying? And obviously people are getting onto him because it's like, wait a minute. Like, just last year, you got a £10 million bonus.
Do you know what I was thinking? Do you know what's so mad? Because I just thought all these people that were doing things with him, I hope they got some kind of benefits because I can't be at the same salary and the owner's my boyfriend. That's wild.
Well, that was prior to his rise. So, so you know what I mean? They should have stayed with him. But yeah, man, so it's not looking too good for him. Something similar happened to another guy who was part of CBI. And basically, he had to step down as well because of some sexual harassment allegations by 13 women. You know what I'm saying? So I guess it just brings forth that conversation about people abusing their power and things of that nature. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the People's Journal today, man.
And friend, do you have a link in here?
Oh, yes. Thank you, Brent, for reminding me. All right. So, guys, firstly, I want to big up somebody in the chat called Buffy Baylor, right? And she's an account manager working for Amazon.
Pick up you, girl.
Yeah, man. Black excellence. And basically,
She wanted to see all that.
oh, is it? sorry.
You can't even clap, you know. That don't even work.
Yeah, but we wanted to give her, you know, some accolades.
Now,
man.
we as French, you do that.
Sorry. I'm excited. Just change your name in the chat.
That's true, actually.
So basically, she emailed, right? And she was like, hi, team. Love the work you're doing, and I'm a daily listener. After today's great episode, that was yesterday, right? I thought it'd be right for me to pass this along so you can share with the community. And basically, Amazon, they're doing like a, they're working alongside the Princess Trust, and they're doing like a Black Founders Marketplace Fireside Chat and Networking event, right? So basically, the Fireside Chat and Networking event is a culmination of a 3-day event that included a development day and marketplace days for Black-owned businesses from the Princess Trust Enterprise Program, and this is across the UK, right? So there's a link that Brent's put on the screen.
I'm going to pin it.
He's going to pin it, right? And yeah, man, if you're interested, you know what I mean? Like, check it out, man. There's a lot of good initiatives there that can really help propel some people who've got that, you know, idea and mind for business.
You know what's so funny? You know how we're talking about in the topic of the day how people use the whole Black-owned tag?
Yes.
When it came to that corporate stuff, it was more about, the words was more diversity and stuff like that now. Mm-hmm. But love companies, because black sells, man. That's why black people actually we have to do for ourselves. Because now all these companies using black. Back in the day, if that was suggested, they would have been shaking in the boots. Yeah. You don't have to talk to HR about why it is you wanted to highlight the word black. Mm-hmm. And now when they're doing these initiatives, it's like, yeah, black this and black da-da-da.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, man. If you are interested, at least take advantage of what's going on, man.
This
you
is
know what I'm saying? Because there are some black people there, benevolent black people there in certain positions who really do want to open up doors for us, you know what I'm saying? So let's make sure it's not in vain.
Big up them.
And that's it for the People's Journal.
Nice. Well, it's Wellness Wednesday, so let's get into all of that. Ready, man. Right. It's nearly Monday again. That's how I think.
All right. Again, Danielle has upgraded things.
I love it.
One of the complexities of human nature is that we often experience more emotions than we're consciously aware of. There's an underlying river of feelings coursing through our bodies, maybe of anger, disappointment, resentment, or fear, that lie low, unacknowledged, because we're too busy to make sense of them, or too embarrassed to accept them. These feelings stay submerged, largely because they're uncomfortable, conflicting with societal norms, or too difficult to process. We often ignore and don't acknowledge our genuine emotional state. We might feel hate when we feel hurt. We might feel sad when we're actually overwhelmed by confusion or disappointment. These complex layers of emotions often mask our true feelings, making it difficult for us to understand ourselves, let alone articulate these sentiments to others. Mental unwellness stems from an accumulation of unfelt feelings, turning to anxiety and paranoia, depression, and worse. So how do you know how you are feeling? How do you listen to the answers? It's important to dedicate time daily to look within and ask, what am I experiencing emotionally at this moment? To do this effectively, find a quiet place, dim the lights, close your eyes, and let the depth of your question vibrate within you. Press yourself to dig deep, asking, What is the root cause of this anxiety? Our bodies know when we are avoidant, and we fall prey to aches and pains. When we are sad, some of the grief finds its way into our shoulders. When we feel fear, our lower vertebrae can hold our terror. But our organs lack eloquence, and they can't explain how terrible a relationship is or how bad our day was. Our body has a conscience, and it won't let certain things go. We are masters at looking past low-level depression and anxiety. But when our back aches, it's telling us something, and our stomach will not keep quiet. So ask yourself, what's my body feeling? Imagine if your back could speak, what tales would it tell? How are your shoulders feeling? What about your feet, hands, or neck? By investing a bit of our time in this introspective journey, we can loosen the burdens of suppressed emotions and can become better at knowing how we truly feel. By putting words to our emotions, we can communicate our authentic selves without confusion, not only to ourselves, but the people we love. Today, let's thank our bodies for keeping us honest, but let's take the burden of memory off them and learn how to use our words.
Nice. Thanks, Danielle. All right, let's get into our interview. Okay, so you've already got a peek of at our guests. We've got Femi Oyeniran with us. You guys know him from films The Kidulthood, Adulthood, Anotherhood. He's also directed It's a Lot, The Intent. Also is a co-founder of Fan Studios production company and an online streaming service called, online streaming platform called The Drop. We've got a legend, basically. We've got a legend. Quite a long story short, we've got a legend.
Love, man.
Hello.
Thanks for having me, man.
How are
Thank you.
you?
Like, you lot are the best. Like, this is like, you know what's mad? Like, we're having deep debates first thing in the morning, and it's only dawned on me that it's morning now.
Now you're awake.
Like, I'm like,
Yeah.
raw, like, it's actually, I looked at the time, I'm like, raw, it's actually morning. People are messaging me saying, good morning. I'm like, raw. Like, because I feel like we are in a day, like, right now. So, yeah, thank you for having me, man.
Well, thank you for coming. We appreciate it.
Yeah, you know, I like a robust debate and all of that. So, yeah, it's been good. And like, you know, I love the fact that the stuff that you guys are talking about is like, I like the nimble nature of the conversation. Like, these are the things that are going on right now. Like, and we can have those discussions within the community. And I think there needs to be, like, you know, sort of spaces like this. And this space needs to be elevated, because actually it's really important that we are sort of in control of these conversations, rather than like those conversations are being had about us. Do you know what I mean?
Facts.
So yeah, so thank you, man. Thanks for letting me jump in, because listen, I've got an opinion about everything.
We love that. We love that. But how are you though?
I'm good, man. I'm a bit tired. Like, I've not really been sleeping that much, because obviously we've got this new film coming out, Trapping, and so like when I've got stuff, I'm like wired. Like, I'm like just awake. I don't go to bed till late, and then I wake up mad early. I've been trying to like jog in the morning so that I can sort of process stuff.
Yeah.
Because I'm blatantly not getting enough sleep. But outside of that, I feel good. Like, and also when you have something that you're doing, like a purpose, or like you're trying to get out a film, launch a platform or whatever, you what's the word I'm looking for? You sort of it drives you. Like, you know, there's adrenaline. Like, you know, like I'm gassed to be here. Like, I'm like, I'm
go.
like, and then I'm you know what I mean? And then obviously I'm gonna miss it when I'm not busy again. And like, it's the quiet work, the writing and all of that stuff is exciting, but it's not as exciting as getting up in the morning and coming to see you guys.
I've got a question for you. When's the last time we done some filming together? When do you remember when it was?
We did the evolution of Black British music.
Yeah, that's it. When was that?
I don't even know. Last year? 2 years ago?
Ages ago, innit?
No, 2 years ago. Last year or 2 years ago.
Trapping wasn't in the works when you was doing that, was
I
it?
made that before.
You know where he's going with this?
Yeah, I made that before. No, I know where he's going. I made that before. I made that
Get him.
before. I made. Let me tell you. So this is the thing. This is what. Yeah. No, but this is what everyone. This is what everyone doesn't get. I don't put things out in order sometimes. Like, and also like with projects like Trapping, they're independent or completely controlling them, and so it's sort of like I picked the date that Trapping was going out. And I pick, like, you know, I'm like, oh, you know, we're going to go for this date. And then I'll talk to my team, and the team are like, that's not a good date, or that's a great date, or, do you know what I mean? So, like, it's always, like, done, like, I have a lot more control on certain projects, whereas the evolution of Black British music, I think you shot that for me in January or February 2022. You came down to the West End. Your interview was in the West End. So 2022, I'd already made Trapping like a year before. But the evolution of Black British music went out in July or August 2022.
So you're trying to say there was just no way to write me into the movie?
No, Trapping was done. By the time I saw you there that day, Trapping was done. Trapping was done in 2021. Oh, wow. And like, I was just waiting for the right time. And then I wanted, like, I knew I was going to do the drop, but I was researching the technology to make the drop and like what I wanted to use and how I wanted to do it. And then I needed to raise additional funds to do it the way I wanted to do it. Even like the way I did the premiere, it wasn't even really a premiere. It was like a music event, stroke premiere. And it was like, you know, just trying to figure out what to do and how to do it in a bespoke way took me time. Whereas like with like Evolution, I make the show, I give it to a TV channel. I'm making another show right now, like that's going out next month. Nice. Like literally it's going out in October. It's called Drunk History, Black Stories, and that's got Julie Adenuga.
Oh, I've seen that with Tolly.
And Marvin and Tolly, like, and
Hema maybe?
He's got Hema. He's got
No, I'll tell you, because Zizi.
Zizi.
So that show is really interesting. So it's narrators, and they tell a story of a historical Black event or historical Black figure. Yeah. And those narrators, then as they're telling the story, do voices of like what the. So for instance, one of the characters is Fumilayo Ransom Kuti, who's Fela Kuti's mum, but she was like a revolutionary back in the day. And so then like someone would do Fumilayo Ransom Kuti's voice. And then we get actors to act out scenes based on the narrators' voices. It's mad. Yeah. But so Zizi is one of the narrators. So is we've got Zizi, Michael Dapper, Sophie Duker, a guy called Marvin, you know, Tolly, and then Darkwa.
That's it.
Darkwa, and there's one more person who I'm forgetting. They shouldn't kill me, but I can't remember who that person is. But yeah, so that's basically that, and that's coming out in October. But I'm making that now, like, do you know? So the order doesn't make sense. It's like artists when you make music. Some artists, by the time the tune comes out, they don't like Koji Radical. Yeah. By the time the music comes out, you're like, oh, that's old. I'm a better rapper than that now. I don't even like that tune. Yeah. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I was trying to put together the soundtrack with Abra, and there's a tune. And the producer was like, oh, if we give you this tune, because you know when they do the swap deals, it's like, if we give you this tune, can you give us this tune to release on our, like, for our situation? I was like, I don't like that tune.
Is it for trapping?
No, it was for trapping, but he was like, no, I don't want to put out that tune. I don't like it anymore. So you just don't know, like, do you know what I mean? Yeah. You don't know what order. So like, in terms of like content, we shoot in like they're for different platforms and we shoot in different order. So you're going to be in the next film. That was my long way of saying. You heard it here first. That was the longest way ever of saying you heard it here you're going to be in the next film.
And you got receipts as well. I got
receipts.
This is like a long receipt. You can clip it. This is the longest receipt ever.
I was going to say, I think it's so cool how Trapping was done in 2021. Because, you know, sometimes with certain films, it's relevant to what's happening then. So I feel like the fact that you made that in 2021 and you don't feel like the message or what it's about will be outdated. I think that's...
You know what it is? You almost, there's two things, right? You almost have to make timeless films. Yeah. Or you make films that try to predict the future.
Okay, yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? So like, if you make like, that's why a lot of films, they're about love, they're about power, they're about like just simple emotions, like most films, right? Yeah. Because that is relevant in timelessly, right? And in terms of like what Trapping's about, in terms of county lines, that existed like 20 years ago. That exists like, you know, it might go in the news, come out of the news, all of that, but drug use and all of that stuff, like, you know, it's always been prevalent. And so in a way, like, I don't think I could have held it any longer than now. Yeah. That's part of the reason I put it out now as well. I was gonna wait a little bit, but I don't think I could have held it any longer because it would have just got dated. It would have started to look dated.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? So the Intent one, I shot in 2014 and put it out in 2016, right? And that was I think these are like the longest gaps you can put, because I had the Intent again. I was shot in 2014 and it was ready in 2014, but I was just sitting and waiting for the right. Sometimes you just have to chill and like not rush, like, and just not panic and just wait for the right situation to really, especially when you control it. So like with the Intent, Trapping, all of those, they're my films. Like I sort of control it. Whereas like when I make programs for TV channels and stuff, I don't control it. They put it out when they want.
I'm so sorry. Speaking of rushing, right? I rushed. So we have a game we play with all our lovely guests.
Yeah, do it.
Let's do it. So basically, I like that. See, it's a Nigerian blood. He doesn't even know what it is, so let's do it. I know he's going to win as well. So basically, we're going to ask you questions. Some of them are factual. They have actual answers. And some of them are like this or that. Do you mean
I'm
Netflix
not,
or
I'm not
this or
actually
that?
good at general knowledge, but this is good.
I'm rooting for you.
Yeah, go for it. I'm
rooting for you.
actually terrible at general knowledge. I'm good at speaking broadly about an idea,
Okay, yeah.
not specific information.
Hopefully it won't be too hard.
All right, let's go.
And it's over 140 beat.
All right, grime.
Grime, yeah.
Yes, sir.
Do I have to rap it? Was on?
No.
No one's ever done that before.
Oh no. that's old school garage. That's not even grime. Need to, ooh, that's I need to get my grime back.
So we're gonna go this way, right?
Yes.
Yes.
you
Okay,
bet.
just making sure.
All right, where are we starting from?
Bottom.
Okay.
All right. 3, 2, 1.
What was Mufasa's son's name in The Lion King?
Can't remember.
What African city means lakes in Portuguese?
Ankara. No, that's Turkey. That's in Turkey. No, I don't know.
Adam Deacon or No Clock?
Neither.
What temperature does water boil at?
Oh my gosh, I want to say 100, but no.
Okay. Name one of Uganda's neighboring countries.
Rwanda.
Young Thug or Gunna? That's a trick question.
I want to say Young Thug because I want to be down with the man them.
What is the chemical symbol for silver?
I can't remember.
What postcode does most of Rough Squad come from?
E3, that's easy.
TikTok or Instagram?
I want to say TikTok because I want to be down with the youth, but
What's the most populated country in the Caribbean?
Cuba.
You got that right, sir.
I think you're the only one that got that right.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah.
No one's ever got that. I mean, you got everything else wrong.
Yeah. It's hilarious,
Except
isn't it?
E3. But
It's hilarious. It's
you got
hilarious.
100 degrees right as well.
Yeah.
The water.
Yeah, then he said no.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
we're going to change their minds.
you got the best ones. You should give me all your questions next time. Like, all the Mark's questions, I'm on it.
But the African city that means lakes in Portuguese is actually Lagos.
Okay.
I learned that as I read it.
Lagos.
I
That's
didn't
where it
know
came
that.
from, yeah.
Yeah, I did not know that.
Interesting.
That's cool. You're definitely one of our favorite guests, but
No, but give me
You're
the
at the bottom
answers.
of the-
Give me the that's fine. Give me the answers.
so what was Mufasa's son's name in Lion King? Simba.
Simba, yeah, I don't know why I said that. I don't know. 'Cause I could have just said Simba, like, and be wrong. Like, do you know one of those ones? Because there were no other sons in
There's
Lion
no
King.
sons. No.
Like, this is like dumb.
He
like,
was the
this
main
is
character.
like, it's the grime. I was listening to the music. It was putting me off. Like, it's basic. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, what other sons are there in Lion
You
King?
didn't even try. You
No,
were
do you
like,
know what I
don't
mean? You know, like, in Lion King, are there any other sons? No.
No, no.
Yeah, Mufasa's the only one for
Is
you.
there
You're the
anyone
youth,
whose
bro.
son
No one's got a
was
youth,
living?
bro.
Yeah.
I was being basic. It's the pressure. The
Yeah,
pressure.
you didn't even try.
The pressure was
I
getting
don't know.
worse.
Chemical symbol for silver is AG.
Okay, cool. I don't even
And
remember
then, we did Shikari. We didn't do Shikari. Yeah, you got Cuba right. That was it.
that. Is it?
Yeah.
The other ones were trick questions.
Yeah, Young Thug.
I can't believe I didn't get Simba right. That is basic.
that was
That's like that. You know, Lion King. I haven't watched that one in Nigeria.
Stop it.
I was still in Lagos with that one. I watched it bare
You
times.
should
as well.
remember that. There's a lot of
Listen,
dogs
there's no
in Nigeria
sons
called
in
Simba.
Lion King. There's only one son.
There's only one. That's the only one.
Basic. Do you know what's mad though? You see, like, do you know what's mad about Lion King? I swear, yeah, the girl is his sister.
Sorry? His wife?
No, Simba.
Yeah.
Yeah, the girl is rolling with, yeah. The dad is the only one that's got all the women.
The girl he's rolling with.
You see the bad guy,
Oh.
Nala. Princess Nala.
Yeah,
Is that her
yeah,
name?
Nala, yeah.
Yeah. So the dad, what's his name? Mufasa.
Mufasa, yeah.
He's got bare wives. He's got all the lionesses. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because Scar didn't have any lionesses rolling with him.
It's true, you know.
That's true.
Animal incest.
Have you preed that?
No. You ruined it now. You ruined my childhood.
No, but honestly, did Scar have any? Like there weren't that many lions. Yeah.
He was too busy trying to take
So
over.
my man had the pride. Yeah. He was the king of the pride. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Scar wanted to be the king of the pride. Scar was with his he was with
Hyenas
the
and
dark looking
Yeah.
things, yeah, the hyenas. His whole thing was dark. Like his space was dark, everything. And so where did Nala come from? Where was her mum and dad?
Damn.
Game of Thrones thing.
Someone might be able to explain it. I'm intrigued. Maybe there's people online that.
To be fair though, Disney is very twisted though. When you watch certain Disney things and you come to learn, because there's a guy on TikTok actually, and that's his thing. He does like little facts. So even some of the films like Frozen and stuff like that, some of them, their mums were in like the earlier. Is Frozen? She wasn't a water one. One of them water girls. Her mum's like Ariel or something like that. Because basically what Disney does is they have like little glimpses in a movie that will show you where this character has really come from. But obviously they will never vocally say her mum is Ariel.
I think
it's
it's
really, really
clever.
cool TikTok he does. It's really, really cool.
It's clever.
Yeah, he's very clever.
But yeah, I want to know what he does about Nala and Simba.
And Simba. That's interesting actually. I didn't never thought of that. But all right, nice. So I wanted to know actually how you got started in the industry. So you were born in Lagos?
I was born in Rivers. In Portuguese. I was born in Lagos.
Love that.
And I moved there when I was 10 years old. And then I went to an open audition when I was 17. And I got a part in Kidulthood.
Sick.
And then I've just built my career from there. And that's it. That's my story.
That's amazing. I love that. How did you get into what made you go, have you always wanted to be an actor?
I wanted to be rich when I was young. I remember my friend's dad.
Nigerian man.
No, my friend's dad asked me, like, my friend's dad was like, oh, I stayed at their house one time and he was dropping me and his son to school. He's gone to me, oh yeah, what do you want to do when you're older? I said, I want to be rich. And the guy was like, that's not a job. I was almost disappointed that you just couldn't be. I remember I was young. I was maybe like 11, 12. I was almost like, what do you mean? Like if I was a business, because in my head, if you're a businessman, whatever business you do, you're just rich. Like that's what I want to do, right?
Yeah.
And then I realized that the guy was like, no, you need a job. I was like, okay, cool. And then I started researching jobs. And then one day I
How old were you?
How
old were you when this was happening?
I wasn't researching like that. We didn't have the internet or nothing.
Okay.
Remember, the internet was about, but it wasn't really
Yeah, it wasn't-
about.
it
It was like
wasn't
it was like dial-up,
Yeah.
yeah. So like I'm talking like 2020, like 2001, 2002, these times, maybe even earlier. So 98, 99, I started secondary school in 98. So anyway, cut a long story short, I was like, I'm gonna be a barrister because that's a good job.
Yeah.
People respect it.
And they get paid.
And you get paid.
Yeah. That's right.
And then over the years, I did go on to study law at uni. Over the years, I was like, oh, do you know what? I really liked acting, but I didn't see it as a career that you could go into.
Yeah.
And then, you know, the opportunity came up to do an open audition for Kidulthood at my old college. So it wasn't like I was
Intentional
in
about
acting.
that,
Yeah, I wasn't really. I was intentional about being a barrister. Like I'm
Where
quite,
would you have done acting to like it? In school and that?
yeah, school, outside of school. I went to there was this thing, I grew up in Holloway, in Islington. And so there was this thing called, this was big for people from my ends as well. Like from Islington, that went to Islington primary schools and secondary school, there was this thing called Summer University. And it was at the London Met. And it was basically, I reckon they got loads of funding. Because I think one of the sponsors was McDonald's or something. Back to investing in the community. So they got loads of funding for kids to go to university for the summer, and they had just activities that you could sign up to. They had bare activities.
Oh, wow.
And so every kid, and that helped because it meant that I met kids from Highbury Grove that grew up in Islington. So it was kind of, they promoted it in the primary schools, and then they did it for 2 years, I think. They did another year where they promoted it in the secondary schools, and then the funding went and they didn't do it again. But I did drama in Summer University. I did just drama, every drama thing I could do outside of school, I was doing that you didn't really have to pay for. Do you know what I mean? Because my parents weren't trying to do I wasn't even asking my mom, could you pay for me to be a drama guy? Like, it didn't make. Do you know what I mean? It was, sometimes kids are like, my parents wouldn't let me. It wasn't even in my mind to go to my mom, I want to go to acting class, pay me. I didn't even know that was a thing like that you could do. So that's how I got into acting, was like school. Like I was acting at any given opportunity outside of school that was free. Not because I wasn't even poor. Like I realized I wasn't poor because sometimes when my friends talk about how poor they were, like I'm like, nah, I wasn't that poor. Like people are like, oh, I didn't have no food and this. I'm like, and then toothpaste, would it have toothpaste? I'm like, no, I wasn't that poor. Like we always had what we needed. My parents always gave us what we needed and just that.
No,
they weren't. You had one trainer. You weren't having like 5 crep. Like you know what it is. You had the one solid trainer, one solid shoe. You had the they just gave you what there wasn't excess. There wasn't room for excess. But what you never did was lack.
Yeah. We had a Johnny Salmon and Danny Mosley.
That's why I'm here.
Like, oh, love that.
Yeah, because someone was badding me up on Twitter. They added me, like they were like trying to grab my name. You don't need to dig up that tweet. someone added me on Twitter.
Yeah, I remember that.
Like I'm sitting in my house one day.
Your business.
Like, and I'm like, I don't even tweet like that. I'm scared of Twitter, because I'm quite opinionated. And if you don't know me like that, you can get robbed the wrong way. Because I'm like, if you're like, why is this brother chatting like this? Who does he think he is? And I tweeted something one day, and I almost got cancelled. Ever since then, I've been scared of Twitter. Huh?
You said nope.
No, I've not touched it again. I've not touched it. And I had people like getting onto me, like people in the industry that were my brethrens. And this was about 4 or 5 years ago. I've not tweeted since really. But when I see people at me sometimes, you know what? I thought about it for days. That person atted me. And
what did the person say?
They were chatting about, I think you were talking about hood films or something.
Yeah.
And someone atted me and said, Femi, what do you think?
Yeah.
So why am I in it?
Yeah.
I did that, and then I just chilled. I saw it, and then there was one day it was still bothering me. I'm like, this is still bothering you. I'm like, I've got time today, and I listed my bio for them because I was like, what are you talking about? But I'll let you ask your question, because literally I like got a tag saying, Femi, would you come on the podcast? I said, come on. I was coming because I spoke to you guys about it anyway. I said I was gonna forward anyway, but then that person triggered me a little bit more. Because I was like,
I want to be someone from our community.
No, I hope it is.
It's like you were acting.
No, I hope it is. Because you know what? It's important to me.
We don't have vagrants in the
That
community.
I need to defend myself because people you can't chat on my name. No, you can't do that. You can't do that. I'm from ends. I don't have it. You know when you're brought up in ends, you don't have it. That's what I hate about being from ends, The one thing I hate about being, I can't let nothing slide. It gets to me. I was Michael Jordan, I was offended. Like, I'm just offended. That's why I hate.
Funny,
do you know what I hate about being from ends? I can't let no one boy me off. But sometimes you have to take a boy off. But I don't know how to. That's even.
It's a tricky thing.
It's so literally because you know what, the way they raise you in the ends, is that if you let someone boy you off, they'll just boy you off again and again and again. And again, so you either fight that person or you shut it down straight away, or you just keep getting boyed off. Remember, I had a Nigerian accent when I came to England, so I had to make sure
you stood your ground. You have to stand your ground,
and that creates a weird mentality.
It does.
I need to let it go.
It does, especially when you're like now in other different spaces.
No, I can't let it go. It's so bad. It's such a bad trait that the one thing I wish I wasn't brought up in ends for was that. Like that mentality that it's given me, like I just don't have it. I'm like, no. I'm like, I don't. And there's been situations where Femi, you should have just had it, and it would have been better for everyone. But I'm like, no, I'm not having it.
You had to respond.
I'm not having it.
Now here we are.
But what's your question?
Yeah, so
Go
backing off what the point I made.
Yes.
So they were talking about, I guess the difficulty in making a film. Obviously,
I think I found the tweet.
You found the tweet?
Yeah. So it was off the back of, do black people exploit
black trauma?
Black trauma. And then somebody called Fabra Cadabra.
Imagine their name.
Can you imagine? Trapping and all.
Yeah, it is.
Says, what you saying? Femi. And
Or
Femi
you-
came with the, well. Well, hey, look, there's a
Listen.
litany.
I wrote an essay.
No, that's too funny.
I wrote an essay. I studied law, you know. I went to uni and studied
love
law.
that.
I could write essays for you all day.
I love that.
This is
I wrote an essay. I wrote like 8 tweets.
Oh, yeah, you
A
went.
thread.
No, I did a whole thread.
All the guys said, what are you saying?
I didn't even know how to do a thread.
Do you know what? This is
till
what I'm saying,
point.
to be fair. You asked what I'm saying, this is what I'm saying. But they were talking about, so obviously Ajani wrote Dreaming Whilst Black.
That's
and
my guy, man. That's my
Yeah.
brethren. He was there at my screening last night. That's
Oh,
my
nice.
guy. I got a lot of time for him. Big up, man.
And with Danny as well, she's talking about, like, you know, like being an actress and how difficult it was. And you saying that I guess you went to every audition. Do you feel like your story was a hustle, struggle story coming up?
Not really, because I didn't want to be an actor.
Yeah, I was going to say, especially if you're looking more to the barrister route.
I didn't want to be an actor. Like
Yeah.
I was 17. I went to an open audition. I got a role in acting.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even think you could be an actor. I thought TV was another world. Because I didn't see no one from TV in my real life. There wasn't Twitter where I could chat to them. I thought TV, I didn't...
I thought it was just a different world. to
Yeah,
you,
like because I didn't live in that world. In my world, I didn't see people from TV. In my world, I saw like man them on push bikes. I saw like, do you get what I'm saying? I saw like, I didn't see that. I saw a couple man could play football from ends, but even then, I didn't know no one from ends that was a footballer till later on in my life. So it was like, for me, you couldn't even be an actor.
Yeah.
Like, but these young people are growing up in a different world now where they want to be an actor from like 10.
Yeah.
And like the aspirations are different because
They want to be TikTok stars.
yeah, because of what they've seen and what they can like what they've got access to. Remember, we underestimate like what it was like growing up without internet, without all that information. My black brethren didn't get internet till like 16. I had internet from like when I was about 13, so like 98, 99,
Yeah.
And the reason I say my black brethren didn't get internet was because I was on MSN chatting to the Filipinos.
Okay. Right.
Because my black brethren were not in that space. They weren't in that space. My black brethren like didn't have a computer.
You know how funny that is?
They didn't have a computer.
I was shouting to the Filipinos.
No, I'm being real. My black brethren didn't have computers in their like. I remember my brethren come to my yard one time and they were like, "Oh, I had like Napster and Kazan." Them, they're like, "You got all these tunes." It blew their mind because I'm being real. Everyone in ends now, like, oh, everyone's got a phone. But not everyone in ends in 2000 had a computer.
Yeah, no chance.
That mind must be blown when they found about LimeWire.
Yeah.
Must have blown them.
No, but you
Napster
get my-
the same thing. Napster was Napster.
exactly.
Man didn't know what was going on when they come to my yard and I got all this music.
Exactly.
They're thinking, what?
What? Like, do you get what I'm saying? And so, like, you have to understand what technology has done to improve access to information and access to industries and the hustle and all of that stuff. And for me, obviously, there was a middle part of my career where, like, you know, it was a struggle where I didn't really know what I was going to do next. And, like, I didn't know, like, I didn't know anyone in the industry. Like, I was just in this industry. I had an agent, but I didn't even know how to communicate with my agent. It wasn't like I had a pushy parent trying to, like, push me to do this thing. My parents just wanted me to be successful. Like, do you get what I'm saying? At whatever I did, my parents were not at the time trying to like make me do law. I chose to do law. I told you that story, like with my friend's dad. Like, I can't even remember like the man's name. Like, but that story with my friend's dad's. That's how I decided who I wanted to be when I grew up. Like, do you know what I mean? Because this man challenged my ideals on like, you know, like, you want to be rich, but what's your job? Like,
So you
what
don't know who you inspire. That man, wherever he is.
Yeah.
like, God bless his soul. I know he's passed away. Like, but ultimately for me, that conversation was pivotal to me. Like, because no one else had that conversation with me about what I wanted to do. Whereas now, like, my kid's been talking about what he wants to do for years. My kids are actors, like because they want to be, not because I push them to be. My kid, one of my sons, my younger sons, come up to me. He's like, "Oh, do you know Cosmo? He's got like 30K followers on YouTube." I said, "What?" Like, one of my sons got a YouTube channel. Yeah, I don't even know what it's called. Yeah, he's got 30K followers, but I didn't even know he had a YouTube like that. His mum did, but then. They didn't even read. We didn't really.
That it's got 30,000 people.
Like, and I said, show me. I said, show me. And they showed me. I'm like, Raw, he's got 30,000 followers. I'm like, I've never had 30,000 followers on YouTube. But how did you do it? He's like, oh, I just do edits, like YouTube edits. I'm like, But what do you use? He's showing me all these things. This is my son, but he's grown up in a house where we're talking about edits all the time. I'm on Zoom doing edits, or like I'm talking to editors, I'm shooting stuff, I'm doing that. And even like by him, it's like what you were saying, like by him being around me, like the way he talks about business and film and you know that this kid, without me, I've not forced my kids.
You didn't even know he was doing anything.
Listen, I tell my children, your only job is to go to school and do it well. Every other job, every other thing. You know, like one of them plays football and sometimes he's angry. I'm like, you know what? You know, if this is a problem and it's making you angry and upset and sad, you don't have to do it. It's not that deep. Like, just go to school, do well. Because I know going to school and doing well in school doesn't guarantee you a job. But what I do know is it gives you options. Because I've had options in my life throughout because I did well at school. And so for me, that's what I want to guarantee for my kids. But at the end of the day, access to information is everything. And that's a game changer. And now we've got this endless access to information. The problem we've got now with the internet is filtering that information.
That's the word.
How were you able to balance like studying and completing like your law degree and also being an actor?
It's kind of weird because it didn't really overlap.
Okay.
So what happened was I did A-levels my second year and I did kidulthood when I was 17.
Okay.
And it was in November, December of my final year of A-levels. But then I had exams. They used to do January exams and June exams.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
And I did really well. I did better in my January exams than the people that were actually at school. Like, do you get what I'm saying? Because I was revising on set. Like I was on set. Just
nice.
I like studying. Like I like knowing stuff. Like, you know, like, some people are just inquisitive about the world. Like, you know, I'm one of those people. I want to know stuff. Like I'll come in here. I'll be like, oh, what do you do? How does this work? I like to figure things out. Some people just have brains like that. Other people, as I grow older, I realize I used to think everyone was like that, but not everyone is like that.
Sure.
Do you get what I'm saying? But I'm very inquisitive. So in a way, school suited me because I wanted to acquire information. Do you know what I mean? And loads of information about everything. I'm interested in loads of things. So anyway, so I did A-levels, did well. And then I went to uni. I got good grades, so I was gonna go to the London School of Economics to study law, and so I did. And then Kidulthood came out 2 years after we made it. No, 18 months after we made it. So it was made in 2004. It came out at the end of my first year of uni. So it came out in 2006, and then I did adulthood in my final year of uni.
That's sick.
And so it was again in like October of my final year of uni, and then it came out like a week or two after my graduation. And then I was like, oh, maybe I should just do acting, and I tried it and it was like hard, and I was like, this is dead.
What was hard about it?
Because you need permission to do your job. You need to go and do an audition and they might give you the role or not.
Oh yeah.
And so if I want to be an actor, you want to be a podcaster, if you've got the equipment or you've got money to rent access to the equipment, you could be a podcaster.
You could be a podcaster,
There's actually not, you could be a bad one, but you could be one. There aren't that many barriers to entry. Whereas acting is a
vetting process.
Yeah, it's a vetting process and it's a curated art form. So like, casting directors curate, producers curate. And so it's a curate. If you want to be a rapper, you could just go and rap. Doesn't matter whether you be popular or not, but the point is you could do it.
You
Whereas
do it. You want to rap.
acting in a way, actually, what has made acting easier and more accessible in a way is like social media, like those guys that do the skits and all of that stuff. I think that's the new way to try to get into the industry. Because you can do that every day if you want. Damson Idris was on Vine. Before he done, like, he was a Vine star. Remember Vine? That,
I love Vine.
So he was on Vine. He was like, you know, Tom Mucci, he was on Vine. He was popping, like, on Vine. And so, like, that's the kind of, like, easy access way into acting, I would say, that technology is allowed. But outside of that, like, you know, it's a hard industry to, like, you can't just say, I want to be in Top Boy. Well, now you can't because it's finished. But before that, you just can't say, I want to be, I'm an actor, I'm going to do Top Boy next. How do you do Top Boy?
That's interesting.
Curated art form. Every other art form you can do without permission, apart from acting.
you feel like that's kind of made exponentially worse with the whole gatekeeping as well?
No, it's completely gate kept. So like BBC's how do you get in a BBC drama?
Bro.
Yeah.
I'll fight for your life.
Remember, with TV, especially TV, it's a commission based.
Yeah.
So unless your show is commissioned, it cannot get made. So you can go and make a show, but unless it's commissioned by the channel, they might not put it on. They most likely will not put it on. Because they decide what the taste, what the direction of the channel is. So it's led from the top. It's not the ground up. But like what the internet is allowing us to do is make films like Trapping because we feel like it, set up a platform and do it ourselves. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so like for me, I don't see problems. I see like solutions. I see like, actually, I feel like making a story about this. I really like, I'm really like abracadabra at the moment. I wonder if he could act. Let's get him to audition. He comes in and he auditions. He's really good. Like, we'll put him in it. And like, we'll make it happen. Like, oh, do you know what? I don't really want to put this on like someone else's platform this time. There's technology that allows me to put it on my own platform.
And do that, yeah.
And so like, I think I don't see problems, man. You can't. Otherwise, you'd be depressed.
For real. Yeah.
That's a word.
So what platform is this released on?
The Drop.movie.
Yeah, okay then.
So I own it. Me and Nikki.
Oh, so that's just their setup now, so you could just put all your movies on there.
I
when
could
you're
put
ready.
whatever I want in there.
Does it work? Or you have to like a subscription, or you just buy the
It's
movie?
transactional.
But you just pay and you can watch.
You pay and you can watch.
Can you download it as well?
Well, yeah.
Okay.
You pay to access.
Do you want to get it in? Is it going into cinemas or anything?
No.
Do you want to do that?
Nope.
Simply because?
Because I want to collect all the data of the information of the people that like my content.
Powerful.
Fair play.
Because cinema, if I put something in the cinema, cinema is 70-30 on an independent film like mine. So they keep 70% of the money. So everyone's like, oh, they make money from popcorn. They only do that from Disney films.
You know how funny you are?
Because Disney owns them. Disney owns... if Disney says to the cinema, we're not putting our films out in your cinema, they'll shut down. So for Disney, the deal with Disney is different. The deal with it goes back to structural things that we're talking about again. Everything fits in, right? And so the deal is different, right? For those like people that
household names, the big
yeah. So then for people like me, if my film makes $1 million in a cinema, I'm getting 300 bags back, and then the distributor takes a cut of that. So by the time the mill, you lot are like, yeah, Femi's film made $1 million, he's rich, But really, I've made like 50 to 100 bags, if that. And so it's like, actually, why don't I set up my own platform? And even if I make 50 to 100 bags, I'm also getting information about the people. But if I make $1 million now, it's a true $1 million.
Yes, exactly.
Whereas it's $1 million that, there's
it's accounted for.
There's companies like Stripe and this one that takes a cut and that one that, but it's still not 80%, 70%. And so for me, I just feel like when I talk about like building our own, like I'm really doing that. It's not really, it's not a
trendy thing to say.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. I've always done that. All my films have been like the intent we made ourselves. Like the intent too, all tea and that. I couldn't have got popcorn in it if it wasn't for tea.
Yeah. Yeah, no.
I couldn't have. Factually. So it's like it's built by the community. Like it's like I'm using my resources. I'm coming here because like I know the reach you have to my demographic. Like, do you get what I'm saying? Or like I'll go on your podcast because I know you're speaking directly to the people I want to the thing is you don't understand how important the infrastructure that you guys have. I want to do an event. Like I'm going to like people within my community that can help me put that together. Yeah. So like everything that I do, even though sometimes people don't like the subject matter, and we can get to that. Yeah. Like the point is these things only exist because of black people, because they're supporting me. And that's what I love about what I do. And that's why I hate when people moan about our community. We don't do this, we don't do that, we don't do that. The people that uplift me the most, the people that have kept me going, the people that help me feed my children are our people.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so it makes me sad when we get into rubbishing us
discourse.
all the time. The way we talk about us is not good. Like we should, like, because really the intent, every single person that put money in the intent was black. The intent one.
Oh, was it? Yeah.
All the investors, every single one was a black person. No film can say that has ever been made to that scale in the UK. We did that. Yeah. We did that. Our community did that. Like, if you read the exec producer list, it's all the man them.
No, that's cold though.
That's what I'm saying, man.
That's sick.
For no reason, we've been limiting ourselves, thinking that we can't do things alone.
But we are doing it. Like, and the thing is, for me, why I'm always confident is that actually, even if I reach less numbers, at least I know it's true. Like, it's true to my community. I'm not diluting my brand. I'm not diluting myself. I'm not having to, like I said, it's not just for black people. I don't make stuff just for black people. Yeah. Kidulthood bangs because it's got loads of non-black people in it. Adam Deacon's not black. Like, do you get what I'm saying? Like, but he's like loved within the community. Like, all of these people, like, do you know what I mean? That contribute to the culture and also that consume the culture and not necessarily black. This platform, like, do you get what I'm saying? It's not just for black people. Yeah. If you're interested in looking at information from a black perspective, it's for you.
This is it, yeah.
And so that's where we're at, man. But yeah, the Drop Dot movie, I completely own that. It's my own platform. Pre-order the film. We're going to make other films. Our next film's called Staycation. And so it's going to be a rom-com. Like, do you get what I'm saying? There's like, come on, there's stuff coming. Like, but like we just have to take time to build. And like, because we're building it from the ground up ourselves, we need to remember that actually, like, we're learning along the way as well. Like, do you get what I'm saying? I've never made a platform before. So I'm still learning like how the platform should work. I'm still learning how to do like just different things. And so like, even if like people have got feedback, like just hit me. I'm accessible, man. I think we also need to stop belittling the power that exists within, not even just black community, within the working class community.
Yeah. Good. Brent's fan NFTs.
Man's got NFTs attached to this too.
Yeah. Oh, sick.
Oh,
he likes NFTs. I'm not sure if NFTs are it anymore, though.
Never mind. What are you doing?
What's the utility of the NFT?
I don't know. You find out. Like, you tell me, bro.
Expert, right?
I said buy it. Innit? Tell me, man.
You tell me, bro. Like, this is the problem. Like, the thing is, I'll tell you why. Because like, I thought, I really wanted to do this NFT thing again, and then I bumped into Dumi, Tiny Temper's old manager. So Dumi comes up to me, he's like, "What are you doing this year?" Like, cause that's my guy. Like, bump into each other, have conversation. I goes, "I'm putting out this film, Trapping." He's like, "Oh, you should do NFTs." I'm like, you know what? I've been thinking about NFTs, but I don't know anything about it. Yeah. But I know like it's a cool space that I really want to be in, and I feel like it can be applicable to film. And so Dumi then introduces me to this company called Token Tracks that do NFTs. And so they minted the NFTs and like they've been doing all of these things for us. And so in a way, again, even though Token Tracks is not a black owned company, one of the guys on the board is Dumi, Tiny Temper's old manager. That's like brought that into like, there's so many people that add value to what I do and I'm not scared to ask for help. I'm like, this is what I'm doing. How can you help?
How can you help? Yeah.
All right. So NFTs are going to be coming back in a very, very big way. But what needs to be solved is the mass adoption, right? And that is going to be solved very, very soon. Well, it has been solved already, but the masses don't know it yet. But that's going to be changing very soon. So the fact that is that you already have this particular mechanism
function
running, 100%, it's good. But the main aspect of these NFTs is its utility. And if it is that you're giving value within the utility of it, then people just see it as a membership card. Do you understand? So you don't need to understand the possibilities and opportunities that the future education package of NFTs is going to tell everybody yet. But the fact that you have this up is good. It's very, very good.
I think it is, but you're reassuring me that it is. But I just still don't understand it. But old type the people that do, we've got NFTs.
100%.
We've got NFTs for you. We've got drip on there. We've got merch. So the idea is I make a film, the drop, actually, let me explain the drop properly. So we'll make a film. It's never going to have more than one project on it. You have to think about it as a trainer drop, like Yeezys or, I don't know, like Jordans or whatever, right? So we'll do a drop of the movie, but that's the only movie that's on that platform for that period of time until we do another drop. And then when we do the next drop, that movie comes off the platform and that movie becomes the main drop. The idea is I'll probably do like 3 or 4 drops next year of movies, TV series, whatever. I'll do 3 or 4 drops. And then over time, I want to do a drop every month. Over time, I want to do a drop every week, just like Supremes or like, anything that's hypey. And so, but the drop never stays on there for a lot longer than the next drop. And that drop will have a soundtrack that should bespoke to it. We'll have an NFT, we'll have merch, we'll have challenges where you can win stuff by doing stuff. We'll have the movie and we'll have a bunch of other stuff like that, over time will develop. For me, when we met Dame Dash, she told me like whenever you have anything, you have to have at least 8 metrics of how you're gonna monetize that one thing. And so for me, I kind of tried to apply that to this. I don't have 8 metrics, but I managed to get 6. But like ultimately for me, I wanna have, he said it's like an octopus. So if you're a rapper, what's the merch? What's the like book? What's the tool? What's the this? There should be about 8 ways of trying to monetize whatever that piece of creative thing is. And for me, that completely comes from like the school of Dame. Like literally he sat with me and he explained it to me so many times. But the point is like, that's what I want the drop to be, a hub for like, whatever piece of exclusive content it is. So like with trapping, it will be exclusive to the drop for about 2 or 3 months. And then it will probably come off and then it will go on all the other platforms.
Okay, sick.
After that. But trapping, you have to think of the drop as the cinema.
Yes, exactly, yeah.
So usually a film comes out in the cinema and then it's not available anywhere else. So trapping is the cinema.
Yeah. Okay. Because I was just about to ask you, is there like an archive or something where you can kind of go back and be like, okay, I did miss trapping, but I need to watch it.
Do you know what's bad? Do you know what's bad? That's when I reissue it. Because if you miss that white Jordan 4 drop, they reissue it like a year later. 10 years later. Remember like Arachis were big when we were in school. But then even the elders back then were saying, Arachis were big back in the day. I had these from like the 80s or the 90s or they were like talking like, but then Arachis then came back again, like I don't know, when I was in uni. And then they'll probably come back again. And they, like, my son's wearing Arachis now. Do you know what I mean? Like, and so, in a way, I remember there was a time at school that was the crap.
That was it.
And that was the early 2000s. Do you know what I mean? And then it went away and then came back 10 years later. And so, again, I want to reissue drops. So, like, there'll be a time where, like, once we've got, like, loads of content, I'll reissue different drops, which will be, like, trapping, reissue, staycation, reissue. I might even put the intent free on the drop.
Sick. So what's that trapping about? What you can tell us without spoiling it, please?
No, all right, cool. So trapping is about county lines. So it's about a kid. He's from ends. He's broke. His brother's in jail. Like, his mom's like not working, and he's like starts harassing the holders like to take him conch. Because that's the other story that's not told, is like a lot of these young bucks, it's like when they talk about county lines, it's about the elders bully them to take them conch.
Exactly.
A lot of these young bucks, they're like, no, I want to make peace.
Yeah. You try to say that they
full circle, right?
I think you said this before.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got.
You got attacked. You got cancelled that day. I saw, and I was laughing. I saw, and I was laughing because I was like, actually, I've just made a film that says exactly this. And like people that are not from ends, and that didn't grow up within that context, they don't get it. Like if you didn't grow up on an estate, you don't know about the older that it's like there's this older on my estate that comes up to me and says, oh my gosh, I hear you're selling sweets and chocolates in school. Like get yourself a pedal bike, meet me here tomorrow, and then you're gonna start selling some stuff for me. Luckily, my man got arrested. Like, and or I could be in a shutter. Me. I'm not telling you a story of like some random guy.
Oh, this is you.
This is me. This happened to me. But this older, like at that time, I can't, like, I want him to be my brethren. Because Me and him had a bit of passer before. So him offering me this is like,
olive branch.
like this is gonna be my like. Or like, you know, there's other youths on ends that are like, no, I want peace now.
Money, yeah.
I'm on it. Like, and harassing the olders. I've seen olders say to like, man, like, nah, that's not your thing. Like, go and play football. Like, and the youths
Go
like, no,
college, man.
yeah, please, man, please. Like that, just go to college, man. Leave me alone. I've seen it with my own eyes.
Yeah.
But if you're not from that context, you sit there and you like listen to what Margs has said, and you're like,
grooming.
like he's like, why are you talking about grooming? Did it?
Yeah.
No, it's not literally like there's kids that are like, no, I want to do it, and that we wanted to tell a story of a character that was active, and then realizes that his active decision to do that could lead you down like to see stuff like you never even imagined that you would see, basically. So that's what the story is. It's like takes an unfiltered look at drug dealing in a way that none of these other films have, because usually a lot of the films do not humanize the drug users.
Okay, yeah.
So basically, say Top Boy, yeah, they shot in it. They're all shotters.
Yeah.
They're all drug dealers, yeah? That's what it's kind of about.
So, yeah.
Yeah? When they sell the drugs, what happens?
Exactly. So it ends
that's it.
there with,
It's actually only this season that they explored a little bit of that, but because of the proximity to one of the characters, I don't want to ruin it.
Yeah.
Friday is the deadline for people to watch it, so I can ruin it for them. But yeah, so
gonna
this
go
was
home and
only
play
this
computer.
season at the end. Forgot.
Oh yeah, homework.
Now I got fucking homework.
But yeah, but ultimately, it is like, you know, if you, usually a lot of these films, even the
Doesn't humanize the
the
drug
intent,
users,
they're
you're right,
robbers, they rob stuff,
Yeah.
and then they rob drugs, they rob whatever they're robbing, and like we're talking about drugs in this, like it doesn't. We talk about it in this economic way. Like you get the transaction of selling drugs or stealing drugs or getting a consignment or all of that stuff. We don't look at like actually the full rounded effects of it. So I feel like this film does that a little bit more than any of the things that have been.
I think that's so sick, you know, because I think I've mentioned it before. One of my modules at uni, I studied sociology and politics, was about drugs and stuff. But I really enjoyed it because it humanized drug users for me. So since then, since I've looked at it with a different set of eyes, I think it's great for that to be shown on TV because not everyone's gonna go. And
Because
study
you're
that.
like, oh, it's a nitty. Like, oh, that's a nitty.
yeah.
Like, but that's a person.
That's a person, man.
That's a person, and like what led them to that situation. So it explores that a little bit more, and also like, you know, it looks at like this, what it's like to go conch in a like on an apologetic way, because again, this kid goes conch, and it initially he's like, yeah, man, like I'm making $4 a week, but then the olders rob you, like just mad things happen.
Obstacles.
And you're just like, ah, and then you're trapping.
I like that.
I need to watch it though. I wanna watch it.
Did you write it?
No, it was written by Dylan Doffus and a woman called Penny Walcott. I produced it, so
Okay.
I just put it together.
Nice, that's sick. And what was the process like? How long was the process? Because you know you said it was done 2 years before. When was it written?
So I don't know when they wrote it. I got it after they'd written it. And
Okay.
so like they send me scripts all the time. So Dylan and Penny.
Yeah.
Penny made One Day, that Birmingham film where they're all rapping.
Okay.
Have you seen it?
Sick. No, I
It's
haven't.
one of my
No.
favorite films.
People love that, you know. Why do you love it so much? Everyone loves that film.
One Day is cold, man. I don't know. It's like why you love a certain song when you was in uni or something like that. It's like there weren't a lot of UK films like that around at the time. Stuff that was done for us, that was done good to a decent level. The worst part about it was that it was a musical, I suppose. I didn't clock that until I didn't know until the film started.
But you're already in there.
By then it was too late, you get me? But like the characters, I don't know, we just resonated with it. At that point, especially in my area, I can't speak for London, but say like just my borough and that, yeah, when that dropped, that had everybody like just like referencing the film, talking in a Bob Brum accent, and like, yo Don, where's my squilla Don? And just like, I don't know, we just connected with it. We just resonated it. It weren't a London thing. It was out of the city, but then like it showed that like, because obviously you got that London mentality. You don't even know what's going on. Saying, "Rah, the man are marrying Brum like that." Like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, it's all they're just like us, and I don't know. It just felt connected to it. Like the music, just the energy of the show, the characters. It was just dope, boy. I don't know why. I watched it back the other day. It was making me laugh. I don't even think it's supposed to be a comedy, but it's funny.
But yeah, no. So Penny Woolcock, she wrote One Day, and directed it, and she'd been working with Dylan. Dylan invited her to the set of The Intent, and then from there she's been trying to send me scripts to produce and help her put together. And then this was one of them. I just read it and I was like, raw. It left me a bit disturbed. Like I remember reading it and feeling a bit shocked. And I read scripts all the time, and not a lot of scripts make me feel. And this script made me feel something on the page. I was like, oh, because of that, this has to get made. So then I called my business partner, Nikki. I was like, oh, we should make this film. He was like, oh, do we really want to make another street film? Because we've been known for doing that. I was like, you know what? This is slightly different. I think we should make it. I think it's really... I wish I didn't like it as much, because at that point, if you look at like since The Intent, we've done the evolution of Black British music, we've done Against All Odds, we've done Drunk History, we've done like just stuff that is not street, just to show like, you know what I mean? There's like all these other things that we want to do as well, and that we can do for TV and for online and so on and so forth. But then because the only other street thing that I wanted to do was The Intent 3, and that was it. I was just gonna do that and just leave that and be done with that and let other young people take over that space. But then when I got the script, I was like, no, we need to do it. And that was why we did it, man. And then that was in 2019. And then we started to raise the money. And then eventually in 2020, like during the pandemic, I was like, do you know what? We need to make a film. So the minute the government said you can shoot again, I think it was November 2020, I was like, I want to shoot a film. And then by March 2021, we started shooting this.
Sick. Do you sometimes worry about promotion of your movies? In terms of like, because I'm assuming in terms of like having like billboards and things of that nature, and you know what I'm saying, especially when someone's going into cinema, as everything's coming to your particular platform, is there like, I don't know, like some type of disconnect?
You know what's mad? Like I explored billboards, you know. I don't believe in them anymore. And it's not like we don't have budget for billboards. I was gonna do billboards. Like I have actually got billboards. So like I've got a couple of billboards up. Like there's a company called JC Decor that I worked with. And they've got a couple of, I've got a billboard up at Old Street, and I've got one up at in South somewhere. But the point is, I don't really, and then I looked at like, you know, the cost. I was either gonna spend like 15, 20K on billboards, or I could spend 15, 20K on online advertising that's a little bit more targeted.
I was gonna say, yeah.
And I think billboards for the look, and I don't think it's good.
It's more aesthetics.
Yeah, I think people think things are big because of billboards. You're just living in the past. Because actually, it's like people that think TV is better than online space.
Yeah.
It's like it's
Get with the times.
like TV is got prestige. Billboards have prestige, but are they effective? I don't know if they are. And so in a way, like, do I worry about advertising? No, like, you know, with this, I'm responsible for the advertising. I'm deciding what the budgets are, and I'm deciding what we spend money on. And I've had several conversations with my team where I've got the cost of like doing this amount of billboards and blah blah blah, and we've always like gone back and forth. Actually, does it translate to sales?
It's probably better to mix the two, man.
Yeah.
In this day and age, you get me? Because it's even like the internet space, the online space is massive, but TV's got the prestige, like what you said in it. Like for someone that's in this space, if you can get on TV, it still does what it does for you. You get what I'm trying to say? And the billboards, we still look at the billboards the same way, innit? But rather than say like running a campaign and having a billboard up in the spot for weeks and whatnot, that's probably not going to translate better than the online campaign. But what you can do is put it up for one day. Rather than have the campaign have it sitting there for weeks, you can go and get a sought after spot, or a spot that means something to you, or a dope spot. You could put it up for one day. You could take your picture in front of it, and then go online
Put that
and
online.
put that online and do your post and your
No, I
celebration
completely-
post, and then that will translate. That will stretch.
Translates more.
That stretch more online, innit? 'Cause everybody repost it and comment
Bro.
on it and hair for you. Because when they see that billboard, they still feel the same way.
It still holds that
yeah.
the
It still holds
sentiment
that,
that it does.
You know what I'm saying? It's still got that prestige to it. You get me?
Yeah,
So you just find a way to blend it.
That's the problem I have, right? The problem I have is like, are we in a status game in terms of business? Are we doing this for status and looks? Or are we doing this like for business?
You gotta do.
And,
You gotta
like,
mix
you have
it.
to do both, and I agree with you. And so the problem I always have as a business owner and as someone that markets products, like as a marketeer, like what is more prestigious? Like yesterday, like I said, I did a premiere, but it wasn't a premiere. It was like a music, like Abra performed for 15 minutes. We showed the film, cut the film, Abra performed again, showed like it would have costed me the same as putting it in a cinema. But I wanted like you know, the energy of
Make
1,000
your
people
own,
in a room and all. And so I always have to balance like being innovative and doing what is expected and what is a look with trying something new. And you're right, it's like it is a mix. We have to do a mix. Like, you know, in terms of these billboards, I've not had time, but I need to go down there, take these pictures and do all of that. And everyone, hey, you've got billboards. But like, do you know what I mean? But I really think like, you know, the things we have to look at metrics, we have to look at information about the effectiveness of stuff. When the projects are not mine, so like this is capped by what my budgets are and all of that stuff. And, you know, I have to manage different elements of marketing. When the projects are not mine, do I feel like they're always advertised well, marketed well? No.
Yeah.
That's true. So you mentioned earlier about but I don't know if it was, you mentioned earlier about with Abs and you felt like he would be good for the role. You don't know if he could act, got him into audition. So you reached out to him to come audition.
So what happened was, I had this script, like I said, in 2019 or something, or 2018, 2019. And I was like, we have to get youths, innit? This is like, it's county lines. We can't put me gets Scorcher. like, do you know what I'm saying? We need to like look for some
ones.
We need some of the young ones. Like, you know, we need something for the young ones. And so then we were always gonna use an unknown kid, like, or maybe like someone as the main kid.
Okay.
Or like maybe someone with a profile, whatever. But then there was this character. There's not that many characters in a film in itself, but there was this one character. And I was like, oh, you know what, we should make that character like one of these young rappers. My sister's a music PR, like Abisola, big up. She's a music PR. And she was like, I was talking to her one day and I was like, you know what, I want one of these young rappers to see like, also you could tell the ones that could potentially act. I've been in the business for a while,
Okay.
Abra wasn't necessarily one of them that I thought could potentially act. But I was like, oh, what about this one? What about that one? What about that one? What about... She was like, oh, maybe, baby. She was like, oh, like, what do you think about Abra? I just did some PR for him and his team. Like, I was like, do you know what? I love his music. I think he's dope. I think he's one of the best rappers, like, in terms of his generation in the UK. Let me set up a meeting. She's like, oh, do you know what? I'll connect you to his management. So I spoke to his management. His management's like, oh my gosh, like, sick. Like, we've been exploring acting opportunities for him.
Sick.
Because like he really wants to do other stuff outside of music. Weirdly, he always say it all the time. I don't even love music. It's just my way out. I'm like, but how could you be so good? Imagine you loved it.
Imagine you loved it.
Imagine you loved it. Like you could be so like, how could you be so good and not?
And you're just doing it.
Yeah.
Just doing it. That's sick though. That's
you know what I mean?
talent.
And so it's like, you know, and so then I met him. And then we sent him the script, and then we met him again. We went through the script together. I was like, all right, he's actually quite good. He's got the presence. Did it again. Did a read-in with him and a bunch of the other cast. Again, on point. And then we just like made the deal and then made it happen. Like, because really just because like I was talking to my sister about what I wanted to do and my vision. Like I said, I'm not scared to ask for help.
Love that.
And I'm not scared to ask for opinions from my family. Because actually people can ask me anything as well.
Yeah.
And if I can do it, I will do it. And so I approach people in the same way that
do you know what
I mean? And so in a way, really the only reason Abra is in the film is because of my little sister.
Big up her. That's sick, man. I love that.
Future plans.
Yeah, man.
Because I'm already excited from the stuff you already got going. So I know your brain must be doing some mad
Trampolining.
I'm telling you.
Bouncing.
Are you able to give us a glimpse at some of the amazing things?
You know what? There's like, I want to keep developing the drop. I want to like make it a credible platform, and the only way to make it credible is to keep putting content on there and to keep developing it and keep investing in the advertising and like all of that stuff, and like making sure it's in people's faces and people understand this new language of this platform and the drop and all of that stuff. And so that's important to me. So like, firstly, like, you know, I'd like everyone pre-order the film. It's on the drop.movie. Buy it. It'll be available to watch on Friday. Like, you know, share it with your friends. It's important. There's that, like, even if you tell, I know Marx doesn't believe in one person influencing like the culture, but like, even if you tell one person and they tell one person, that's enough for me. Like, do you know what I mean? But like outside of that, like, you know, I think for me, I've got Drunk History Black Stories coming out on the 16th of October, almost like a month. Almost like a month away from like when Trapping comes out, and that's, you know, that's a From project. I love it because it's like, you know, we're telling the story of, like I said, Fumilayo Ransom Kuti. There's a woman called Jocelyn Elders. We're talking about the crown jewels a little bit, like just different things, you know, that are, you know, important to Black culture, and that was really exciting to me. I really wanted to get Marvin in that, and so I was, Marvin and Tolly. I thought it was a random lineup, like I was like, because I was like, I've never seen them two together doing something, and so like I called someone. I was like, do they talk? Like,
are they cool?
Yeah, and then they were like, no, they're cool, man. So like, it was nice to put them together. Like they're like telling the story of someone together. That was really fun. And then so that's happening, and I've got US projects. So like, I'll be directing a bunch of projects in the States. Nice. I've got one. Once there's strikes in America at the moment for actors and writers. God willing, once that's over, I'll be going over to America to create Out There. And that's, I've got a 3-year visa, to work visa, so I can go out there and work for like the next, they're eating into my years with this strike. But like,
how long you got left in the visa?
in it. So like, I could go to America and work out there, which is really important to me, because I feel like when I talk to the industry, i.e. the mainstream, i.e. like the powers that be, i.e. in England, mainly white people, it's like I'm speaking alien language. When I talk to the mainstream in America, they get it.
They get it.
And they have been getting it. Like, and I've been having meetings for the past 2 years and a half, like with Americans and stuff, about what my vision is, what projects I want to make and all of that stuff. And now, like, God willing, it's about to happen. Amen. And so like, that's coming up. And then I want to do the intent free, because people like, oh yeah, this is cool, but where's the intent free? Like people like, the comments, the DMs, like, oh, Trapping, oh, it looks
congratulations,
good. Like, and so in a way, like, like the script is done actually. We just need to like package it and like raise the money, do the budget, and like get the film made. And everyone's a lot more expensive now. Like, it's not the same Krypton Conan. It's not the same Popcorn. It's not the same Gets. It's not the same Fecky. Like, everyone's like, you know, And so in a way, we need to do a bigger raise. And then Staycation is our next film that is going to go on the drop. And then what else am I doing? I'm always going to do this. I'm always going to write. I'm always going to direct. I'm always going to produce. I'm always going to, like, you know, act sometimes. Like, you know, we, like me and Nikki, my business partner, we own, like, we're part owners of the London Lions, the basketball team. Like, I'm always going to be entrepreneurial. Like, I'm always, because I was a kid selling chocolates and sweets in school. Like, I'm still going to be.
You wanted to be rich?
Yeah, and I wanted to be rich. And like, but what I'm always going to do is work hard to bring my visions to life. Like, you know, like I said, the premiere, I imagined it. I saw it. And it was, if the people didn't ring the doors, it was almost 100% what I wanted it to be. Like, do you know what I mean? And I love like coming up with random ideas and seeing them come to life. And that's what I'm going to carry on doing till I die.
Sick,
love that. We did mention it very briefly. So obviously there's a lot of criticism in the UK film industry when films come out and the storyline is about drugs and it's about, you know, selling drugs and gangs and all that kind of stuff. What is your opinion of all of that?
You know what? I talk long, so I'll try to give you a short answer to this one, yeah? Because I've given answers to this lots of times.
Yeah.
If you don't like gangster rap, don't listen to it.
There you have it.
If you want to see, and people in the UK like to pretend that non-black things are always about drugs.
It's not, you know.
It's not. Ajani, you had him here.
Yeah, he was
Go
Dreaming
and
Was
watch
Black.
it. Go and watch Dreaming Was Black.
No, but even this year we had Peckham. Was it Peckham Ride this year? Was that this year?
Yeah,
last year?
Rye Lane, not Peckham Rye. You're calling Peckham Rye.
Rye
And
Lane,
T called
sorry,
it
I've still
Peckham
got-
Rye.
My
But
bad.
like Rye Lane,
Lane,
I mean,
yeah.
there's loads of films and TV series about the Black British experience. Like there's a show called Black Ops. It was on BBC One.
Oh my gosh, Michaela Cole.
Like
Chewing Gum.
like
Enterprise,
but
Coyote
you're
as
even
well.
going back. I'm talking Black Ops. These shows are now.
Yeah.
They came out in the past 6 months.
Yeah.
There's shows out. We need to do. Black people need to stop being lazy and like complaining about. Literally, if you listen to drill. And you're like, why is drill not about love? Why are you listening? It's not for you. Go listen to R&B.
You listen to the wrong genre.
Yeah, like do you know what I mean? It's like there's a genre, like these films fall within a genre. I can go on and like justify myself. I did that in my tweet to your guy that was trying to troll me
It's
online.
not our guy, don't do this.
No, it was your guy. It was attached to your podcast. It was your guy.
See what people do to our brand.
No, I did it. Like, I did it.
We're working hard
No, he
over
got me
here.
here though. He drew me out. He got me here promptly.
Big up him.
Yeah, big up him. But like the thing is, like I can keep arguing and justifying what I do. I make a plethora of projects about different subject matters. That's for me, right? But outside of that, I think people need to work harder to find the type of content they're looking for because they might find it already exists. But they're just not supporting it because they're fixated on the thing that they don't like.
And do you know what? I always feel like sometimes, things like that, it's a slap in the face to the people who are working hard to push their things as well.
Yeah.
It's like you're saying that their thing isn't good enough or... Like, do you know what I mean? Like, you're spending so much time hating on this one thing you don't like, but what you say you want exists.
No, it
but you're not showing
exists.
any love to it.
No, it exists. Like Dreaming Whilst Black is really real. It exists.
Flipping hilarious
Black
that
Ops
was.
exists. There's so many shows that exist that are made by black people that are made to the highest level on the BBC, on ITV. Like, but black people are not pre-ing it because they want to say, oh, Femi's made trapping, and then like, do you know, like, and also actually trapping the film, it's not even what you think it is. It's not. It's the least glorification of selling drugs and gang life you'll ever see in your life. But you have to watch it to see. But if you don't want to watch it and it disgusts you, and the imagery and the trailer and everything makes you feel passionately against it, then Ajani Salmon's my brethren. He was at my screening yesterday. Go and watch Dreaming Whilst Black. Akemji is my brethren. He made Black Ops. He was one of the execs and the writers on that show. Go and watch Black Ops, and that's on BBC. They're both on BBC iPlayer right now. And I'm saying, like, I'm begging you to go and watch it because these are my brethren. Because I want them to win too.
And like you said, the quality is high.
They're good quality
I
shows.
love Dreaming Whilst Black.
Listen, iconic. I was thinking about the auntie the other day.
It was a good show.
I hope she's having a great day.
I'm telling you.
Like good quality shows, and I'm saying these two because like they're the ones that are coming to my mind right now. But there's a lot more. Like, you know, Rye Lane, Nathan Bryan, that's my brethren. Go and watch Rye Lane. It's on Disney Plus. That's there's no like crazy stakes in that where like no one gets shot. You get what I'm saying? And so like go and watch it. Go like and I recommend it. And I recommend all these things because actually these are my peers and I want them to be successful. And also and I could, like I said, I can promote stuff that I've got coming, I can promote stuff that I've made that sit outside of this genre. But if you really love me, if you really rate me, you would know already. But you don't. You want to be angered. You want to be outraged. It's what's the Chris Rock thing? Selective outrage.
Oh, selective outrage, yeah.
That's my answer.
Great answer. Great answer. But we really had an amazing time speaking to you. I hope you have too.
I've loved it, you know.
Love it.
Like I can't believe we're still in morning. It's still
morning, babes. It's still morning.
I mean, we're nearly getting to afternoons.
No, morning is
Don't
long.
speak too soon.
Listen. But we do have a question that we
listen, my business partner said, mention kids movie. Femi, mention we've got a kids movie coming.
How did you forget that, man?
We've got a kids movie. We've got like a kids.
We got a business partner as well.
No, big up Nicky. He's tuned in. He's like, Femi, why are you not mentioning the kids movie?
One job.
like you know what it is? It's like,
Why is he not here?
yeah. Do you know what?
right
Do you know what? I'll be
question.
real, yeah? He would have not got here on time. And I know I'm saying that to diss him. I'm not saying that to diss him. Like, but he's gonna be annoyed. He's like, why would you say that about me? But, like, facts
All
are
I did
facts.
was send you a reminder. you
No,
know?
facts are facts. But like, why is Nikki not here? He would love to come here. I'm sure he'll come back. Like, he'll arrange it. But like, I didn't actually mention it to him. Am I a snake?
Yeah, because if you didn't mention it to him, then you're here telling us about his bad time management.
No, I definitely didn't mention it to him because I'm doing a lot at the moment and I'm just going in autopilot. And like, even though me and him talk all the time, clearly, like he doesn't, sometimes we just forget to say stuff to each other. And so I'm not, it's my bad that he's not here.
It's all right. Nikki, we'll be expecting you. Thank you very much. So we do have 2 questions we asked our guests.
Oh my
The
God.
first,
They're
that's all right.
scary.
No. You were fine for the 140.
I mean, I didn't remember Simba.
No, you be fine. You got this. So firstly is tell us something nobody knows about you. It could be anything. It could be as deep as light, whatever it could be. And then also your biggest life lesson. Share a biggest life lesson with us.
I talk a lot, so like people know a lot about me.
Like a hobby you have? Is there an experience you've had with something? Something funny that happened to you in your childhood, or could be anything.
All right, I'll tell you something. A story quickly. Yeah. When I moved to England, my dad died when I was 1. My mum got married to a guy that lived in England. He was my stepdad. Okay. And this is how I ended up in the UK. Right? And so when I moved to England, my stepdad, whenever I got in trouble, always used to say, before I moved to England, I'd only ever met him once. And he always used to say, when I first met you, you were barefoot. Yeah.
Screaming.
And now you're rude, like you're in England having this attitude and you're in trouble and all of that stuff.
Growing wings.
Like, do you know what I mean? Like that used to bad me up. I don't remember ever not having shoes. And I used to think, I don't ever, like maybe I was, you know when trauma and you forget.
No, but sorry, respectfully though, I've got.
No, I'm like, why
where is he from?
He's Nigerian. I'm like, why is uncle like
saying this about
like,
me?
Do you get what I'm saying? And obviously, my stepdad's my dad's dad, my sister's dad. So like you know, like obviously, I would always have to talk with a pinch of salt because that was her dad, right?
Yeah.
But I used to hate that this man every time I got in trouble
me with this.
used to say mainly because I don't think it was true. Do you get what I'm saying? You know, like if it was true, like, but I don't remember in my life ever not having shoes. Yeah. Because like I said, my mum, like not even like I was talking about my pet, my mum always made sure I had everything I needed. Yeah. And like, so when this man told that story, I always wanted to punch him.
I hear it.
So that's something I've never spoken about publicly. Like I hate that this man, and maybe I didn't, like I said, maybe I didn't have shoes. But I don't remember not having shoes. But this uncle always used to say, when I first met you, you didn't have no shoes. You were just walking around your grandparents' town barefoot.
That's wild.
And if I was barefoot, I've come a long way.
You have come a long way. You have come a long way. And your biggest life lesson?
Just be humble, man. That's it. Like, you know, just be humble. I have been arrogant in my life. Like, you know, I've been probably rude to people in my life, and I'm sure people have stories of that. But I just think, you know, like the biggest thing is like to treat people well and just be humble, and like, you know, it gets you far. Oh, it sounded Birmingham then.
It did. I did wonder what happened
sounded
there.
Birmingham.
Malfunctioning.
It's because it's like still morning.
That's funny. Well, thank you so much, guys. Check out Trapping on the Drop.movie.
Yes.
Share it, do all that great stuff. And thank you. Can you let them know what your Instagram is?
It's just my name, which maybe I should have just changed it to Femi O years ago. So it's like, how do you want me to do it? Just say my name.
Yes.
Yeah.
Say my names. It's just my name, as you can see it on the screen. Femi Oyeniran. I'm that on every social media platform. And
that's why it's easy to at you about things, see? Because it's just your name.
Like,
you ain't got to search.
Fam, my name's hard to spell though. That brother was on to me. Like it wasn't. It's
He
not
was ready
like
for you, boy.
You know, like my name's. It's not at Mooney. Do you know what I'm saying? It's hard to spell. This guy went and found
said,
me.
yeah,
He said,
consonants
"Yeah,
and all."
look at Femi. He's profiting from black trauma."
Kid, yeah, that's wild. Well, it's been a lovely interview. Thank you very much for joining
No, it's
us.
been good chatting to you,
We
lot, man. I've
appreciate
enjoyed it.
Lovely. All right, should we do our last headlines for today?
Let's do it. All right, guys. So our last headline, a coroner has come out and basically concluded, right, that a woman who died after traveling to Turkey for basically a BBL, right, was not given enough information to make a safe decision about the procedure. So Melissa Kerr, unfortunately, at 31, from Norfolk, travelled to the private Medicana Hazneda hospital in Istanbul for a procedure in 2019. The inquest took place in Norwich, and they basically heard that they heard that Kerr, who was self-conscious about her appearance, was given only limited information regarding the risks and mortality rate associated with the operation. She died at the hospital on the day of the surgery, which involves fat taken from elsewhere in the body being injected into the buttocks. The coroner concluded that Kerr died after injected fat into the vein before moving and blocking her pulmonary artery. It's very sad news, man. The next headline is, I wish I put the link here for this, right? But basically, a sinkhole, right, the size of a car has opened up in a street in southeast London.
Wow.
Yeah, man. The hole, which takes up almost an entire lane of the road and runs alongside the curb next to a post box, emerged on Monday morning on Dunvegan Road in Eltham. The area around the hole has been cordoned off after locals initially used wheelie bins to prevent an accident. Andrew Hudson, who posted a photo of the hole on Facebook, told people to be vigilant and warned of a slow post over the next few days. He said, next to Mayday cards, cab, aware, be careful, basically. I feel sorry for anyone that's posted important letters in the postbox there because they're not being collected anytime soon. Greenwich Council has said that they're investigating the cause of the sinkhole and planning corrective measures as well. And Brent's put a picture on the screen. Terrible, imagine.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, man. It might have been all the black people that were stomping in Peckham, man, to get work done. You know what I'm saying?
I'm sorry, what is this?
A sinkhole. Literally, the floor just collapsed.
On the road?
On the road, yeah.
Wow.
Just collapsed. Yeah, man. So, yeah, that's pretty much it for the headlines, guys. It's time to pay the bills. And it's also time to get into the reaction.
Oh my God, where's it gone? Welcome to the reaction, people. Our sports segment. Obviously, the big game yesterday, England versus Scotland. Did you watch it, Brent?
No.
Well, to be fair, you did say you wasn't going to watch it.
I said I was going to.
And then I questioned you further, and you was like, "No, I'm not."
Oh, serious?
Did you watch it, E-Man? No.
No, I didn't, you know.
Yeah, I said I was going to go to Kelechi stuff. That's why. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, for real. Come on, man. This is reverse racism, man. Well, anyway, England versus Scotland yesterday. So England eased to a 3-1 victory at Hampden Park as Scotland failed to hit the form that has taken them to the brink of Euro 2024 qualification. There was an air of anticipation as the rivals met in a friendly to commemorate the 150th anniversary of the first meeting, but Scotland were a shadow of the team that had impressed in their last 5 matches as England took control. Phil Foden diverted Kyle Walker's cross into the net, with Jude Bellingham firing a second before the break after Andrew Robertson's error. Harry Maguire's own goal gave Scotland some belief in the second half, but Harry Kane's lovely finish from a sublime Bellingham assist wrapped up the win for Gareth Southgate's side. Bellingham was too cold yesterday.
Serious?
Yeah, he's just dope, man.
Nice,
Put a little masterclass, man. He was just doing his thing.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying? Maguire's still going through it. When that own goal went in, I was like, this guy can't catch a break.
That guy, yeah. He just needs to go. He needs to rebuild his career. So he can't even go nowhere no more.
It's so tough. It's so tough. It's getting to the point where it's like you gotta start feeling sorry for the guy now, man.
Nah, he needs a break, man.
What, just a break from the game, social media?
No, do you know what? The point is, he should have left United. He was being greedy. He should have gone West Ham.
He would have been all right.
He would have been all right at West Ham because the tactics they play.
And with the window that they've had, if you add Harry Maguire to everything that they got over there, you take West Ham. You got to look at West Ham pretty seriously, man.
Exactly, but the man wanted to stay at Man U on big money, and so at the end of the day, like he needs to like just face the flack that comes with the big money, and he should. There's no way he should be playing for England.
I mean. What's behind him? Guay, Tomori, Kovac. You know what it is? With the form he's been on, because he hasn't played a lot in it, yeah? So I get why you say he shouldn't be. But I'm still of the belief that he's
England...
He's one of the best... He should be starting centre-back. He's one of the best English centre-backs.
It should be based on form.
Him and Stones.
Should be based on form. Not... Like, playing for England, playing for your team, fair enough. Like, but playing for England... Should be based on form. Shouldn't be based on, you were good 3 years ago or you got the most caps.
No, but it's because the gaffer goes with what he can trust. And to be fair to him, his best performances in recent history have been in the England.
You know why? Because
at major tournaments.
Because John Stones makes him look good.
Is that what you're screaming?
Yeah, that's what I'm screaming.
Okay. Poor Harry.
Listen, Harry Maguire was making me think Lindelof was a rubbish defender.
That's true. Lindelof's decent, man. Lindelof's decent. Lindelof's all right, man. Good
the
backup.
minute he stops playing with my man,
you can see him. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I just feel like John Stone is so good. That's what we need to talk about a little bit more, is how levels John Stone is.
I don't think Maguire's about. I actually think I've always maintained this.
You think he should start for England?
I just think Maguire's a good defender. He's in a bad place. It's never going to work for him at United, and it's going to be. Yeah, maybe you need to do Harry Kane and go to Germany or something. It's going to be tough over here because the social media and the reputation is going to follow him and the narrative is going to follow him wherever he goes. You know what? He missed a trick. West Ham would have been good for him, man.
West Ham would have been good for him.
West Ham would have been good for him. The pressure would have been off.
Because the pressure would have been off. You would have been battling for top 6. You would still
get
your
the England team because Rice was getting into England at West Ham. You get me?
Still make England. So it was greed, man. The guy's greedy, man. He should suffer for his greed.
All right then. And in our last headline, Spain's Jenni Hermoso files legal complaint over Luis Rubiales' kiss after Women's World Cup final. Have you seen that stuff going around where she was like, where she seemed all, not happy, but they was on the coach, right, making jokes and things.
There's a video in it that he put out.
All jubilant and jovial and stuff.
Yeah.
Does it matter?
Wow.
No, you could wake up the next day and be like, rah, like my man lips me.
That's true.
Yeah.
You're allowed to feel that. You're allowed to you know, sometimes, how many times have you woke up the next day, at the time you felt lit, and then the next day you're like, nah, rah, that was a violation.
Yeah. When it sinks
Because you're
in.
like, rah, did my man just violate me? But
you didn't clock that you got mugged at the time. When you're stewing in it, you're sitting in it, and you're running through it, and you're thinking, 1 second. My man mugged me.
Yeah.
That's what I think, that even if she was laughing on the coach, it doesn't mean that she's not allowed to after be like, nah, that doesn't look good, you know? It's mad.
Yeah.
That's true. That is true. Well, she has filed a complaint.
This is a bit of a older thing here, because remember we got the updated one where he's resigned now, innit?
Oh, I didn't even read it. I thought you was giving me more stuff. Oh, so we've done this basically?
Yeah, we've done that one, yeah.
Oh.
So that's cool.
Okay then. Well, that's the end of our reaction. Let's get into Out Ere.
Sent me the video because you were gonna put the Mexican government in Out Ere.
No,
Was
I
that
just said
just for my pleasure?
that was literally just for your personal pleasure.
I knew about that, though, man.
Did you?
As soon as it drops, I'm like, whoa, this is Mexican Congress now, you know.
Don't that look like clay pigeons? Not clay things, like
It
clay
does matter.
molds.
They would have done their due diligence before they put them images out.
You're saying they're real?
Congress.
It's
Congress.
Mexico.
What does it mean?
Bruh.
You said it's not as legit as US Congress?
Well, US Congress is probably equally as corrupt, but outwards facing. I know where's
So you think they would put paper mache models in coffins and parade it in front of the Mexican Congress? That's what you think they would do?
I don't know.
And then put it to the world so that they are laughing stock?
I ain't got nothing against Mexico, but
Me
the
give some
narrative
context
of
to
what
these
they
people.
put out there, I don't know what the integrity of their Congress is saying.
Let me give some context to these.
Yeah,
people.
exactly. I was just about to ask you.
All right, this is what Mags has sent me, right? I think I've converted him now, to be honest.
Seres no humanos que no son parte de nuestra evolución terrestre
Mexican speakers.
y que después de desaparecer no hay una evolución posterior.
Oh my gosh.
So this is Mexican Congress. And they've uncovered these 2 boxes and they're 2 alleged alien bodies.
See, this looks like in keeping with the human depiction of aliens. Like, this is our mindset.
The different types.
Los análisis de carbono 14, estos seres tienen alrededor de 1000 años de antigüedad. Es decir,
So
no
that's
se
a real
trata de
decaying
seres
body.
que fueron recuperados,
Commentary.
naves que son estrellamientos, sino son seres que estaban sepultados en minas de diatomea.
Brother,
Tierra de
is this
diatomea.
real,
La
bro?
diatomea
This
es
could be
una
done
área
here, you know.
fosilizada
This
que
wasn't,
tiene
it wasn't supposed to be. It wasn't the plan at all. But now we're here. We can have a conversation
aquel
about it.
tiempo.
What is this?
This is Congress, man.
How am I supposed to feel about this? Like, what am I supposed to do with that?
And I told you the importance of the David Grush in US Congress will have knock-on effects. These are the knock-on effects I'm talking about. Disclosure's coming. Everybody now has to basically show what they've got.
But what is this?
They've been sitting on this forever.
Is this like a fossil or something?
It's an alien.
Yeah, but like it looks like stone, innit?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Crafted.
sure
Looks like it was crafted.
So what
in
we
stone.
saying? Everyone's got secret aliens.
Apparently.
Yep.
You know the wickedest thing, yeah? Because I'm a proper skeptical person. I'm a skeptic. Like, I think if we went into the vaults of all the nations, yeah, and the secrets that these men have, there's going to be some wild stuff in there, innit? So I'm not necessarily saying this is out of the realms of possibility, because I could see it. But I don't know what that was.
Why do we care about why do we care about aliens so much?
Brent, tell him why it matters.
Humans are so problematic, yeah, as they are. Go and tell me why it matters. Because you look
You're
like,
a filmmaker.
yeah,
You create stories every single day.
yeah.
Why wouldn't you want to care about aliens?
Do you know why? Because there's still lots of ideas that I don't understand about human beings.
Yeah. And when it is, you add another element to the mix now.
Why do I need to? Why do I need to?
They've now entered into our civilization.
What, we've got evidence of that?
No, but if they do,
Yeah, we have.
Are they walking with us now? Yeah,
Yes, they
there's
are.
an alien in this room.
Because I think
No.
There's one up the road. Are they walking with us? Like, do you get what I'm saying? I don't even understand what's real.
That's more poignant to me. Like saying like the existence of aliens and the proof in it and all that. You're saying like how important it is, and I get it. It can be. There's a lot there. Got obviously unanswered questions, new questions, all these kind of things. Religion, like the whole scope's huge, isn't it? What it can affect. But it means more if you're telling me they're amongst us. They're
Yes.
among us. They're in the community.
Yes.
They're the kind of things that
Yeah.
mean something.
Yeah.
These, and obviously everybody's different in it, so you have different scales. I think I'm on the end of the scale where it don't make a blind bit of difference to me. Because you just show me these old bodies and these
Fossils.
these fossils and these
Fossils.
and these spaceships and these. I need tangible things.
So what you're saying is that if they weren't dead, it would mean more to you.
Yes.
All right. These are the ones that they're just showing. So it's not necessarily saying that every single alien that they have come in contact with
It's dead.
is dead. These are the ones they've been collected. And I'm sure it would have been downed in Mexican territory, hence them having it. Now, with the David Grush interview, Femi, I'm not sure if it is that you knew like 3 or 4 weeks ago, a guy called David Grush was sat in front of Congress, US Congress, around I think 100 and something odd congressmen and women, and they just had a barrage of questions levied towards him, and he's just answering. And a lot of his claims were gathered from servicemen and women active, whether they're in the Navy, whether it is that they're in the Air Force, this, that, and next, and they're reporting all of these sightings. And this is happening every single day when it is they go out. And do drills and whatnot. A couple of the sightings went over nuclear war plants, and they engaged the warheads, these UFOs, right? And then as soon as it is that it engaged, they then disengaged it, and then went shut off, right? This is dangerous for the world if it is that you can just engage these nuclear heads without any human interaction whatsoever. Now, what he was saying...
What if that's like some next thing from Russia?
No, this is it. So what he's saying is it could
that
be.
they don't know.
He's saying it could be, but we need to find out
What
if
it is.
Because if it's Russian and you've messed up our nuclear warheads, what can you do at any point in time?
But what is that? What if it's from China? What
it
if it's...
could be, but that's the
Do you get what I'm
problem.
saying? Do you know what's weird, yeah? I believe in God, yeah? And I believe in heaven, and I believe in all of that, yeah? But I weirdly don't believe in aliens.
No, but this is the
It's
thing.
connected.
This is the thing.
Do you know how wild that is?
It's connected.
No, but this is the thing. It is connected. But you know how crazy it is that every time someone says something about aliens, I always try to think of the most rational thing. Like when you show me them pictures, I'm like, that's fossils. That's just an old dead body. My head could not allow me to even believe that.
If you saw like a living thing, like in your face that you can't deny, this is clearly extraterrestrial. Does it make you question heaven and God?
Not really, because God could have made them too.
See, this is the discussion we were having like about a month ago, isn't it?
Yes.
Because the thing is, though, if your mind is not allowing you to conceive these things being real, right? Because maybe it's in line with your religious beliefs, right? Doesn't that shatter that?
No,
Doesn't
I don't
that
think.
shake
I
it?
don't think. Do you know what? I'm not saying my religion stops me
Okay.
from believing. I'm saying God to some people is not real.
Yeah. Okay.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, and
The concept
there's
of
no
God to some
sighting.
people
is
There's
the same
no
as aliens
sighting
to
of
you.
there's no
Yeah.
sighting of God,
Yeah.
right?
And then you
And
swear
so like, but
blind.
I'm like, I believe in God.
Yeah.
And so to some people, like when I talk to my really, really clever friends that I went uni with, and they like when I say to them I go to church, they're like almost sniggering, because they're like, you're such a like.
You're so gullible.
You know that's stupid. Like you know, like, I can see my brethren like are proper intellectuals. They're like, you're proper dumb. How could you believe in God? Do you get what I'm saying? Like the way they interact with me and like my faith, yeah. But then at the same time with aliens is I don't think there's a world where God exists that aliens can't exist. I also don't believe there's a world where like even I believe that God made, if there's Big Bang is true, then maybe God made the Big Bang. There needs to be a cause for everything, right? And so like I'm not saying science is inconsistent with faith. Like, do you get what I'm saying? I think actually in a way they kind of feed each other. But in terms of aliens, like what I think about aliens existing, I've not seen enough real proof.
Yeah.
I need to see better them, like Nigerians. You know, like there's Nigerians everywhere.
Everywhere.
Go to the bottom of the
Japan,
ocean.
everywhere.
Even today, I'm this day old, I can go and do some research and see some type of creature I've never seen before.
Yeah.
And I look at it and I'm saying, this doesn't exist. This ain't a real thing. And then you go and you Google
And
it.
it is.
And this is the realest thing.
And this is what...
It's a thing.
No, but Marks, this is where I'm at with, like, this is what my point exactly is, that there's so much in the world that we still don't know.
Yeah.
That why do we think we have the capacity
To do it,
to know
yeah.
stuff that's not even in our world?
Because we're so arrogant, man. Human beings, or well, yeah, aliens aren't humans, are they? Yeah, sorry. Yeah, humans. We're very arrogant. Like we feel like we know everything, but I feel like there's so much more we do not know.
Yeah.
I do think if aliens existed, they must come from the ocean because they're ugly looking. What we think
also,
we know of
God
what
could
they
have
look
made
like.
God could have made aliens if they sin, because like I
Yeah.
said, go to the bottom of the sea.
And
That's a
also,
scary
If that's
place.
in his heart.
we've not,
Like,
God's heart.
yeah.
we've
If
not.
that's in his heart, if that's what when he got up that day, that's what the spirit gave him. Yeah. Oh, anything's possible. Bro.
Anything's possible.
I hate when you get your pasta back.
Man said, he did the hand. Huh? Huh?
Felt the
So
shock.
you've seen some of them things.
No, but we've
So I
not
tell
even-
people, not my God. It weren't my God that made it. I don't know who you subscribe to, but that weren't my God that did that.
Yeah, because some things are, some creatures are. I couldn't see that in real
And
life.
also, we haven't
couldn't see that
like,
in
we
real life.
haven't mastered our own planet yet.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? Maybe that's the fear, though. Maybe that's like, you know what? They're so powerful. They can move like nuclear warheads. They're so powerful, and they're more powerful. Because that's the idea around aliens, right? Is that they're more powerful than us. And what if they have more knowledge than us? Like, what if they in every film? The aliens have technology we've
we
never
don't have,
thought of
yeah.
before.
Yeah.
In every film, right? But also, what if aliens are dumb?
But how would they get to us though?
That's why they ain't here yet.
Yeah. No.
Like they are or they're not here. That's why they're not here.
Yeah.
Are they not though?
People seen them, man.
Listen, guys. Wow, it's daytime.
Just defrosted.
It's actually 4 minutes to afternoon.
I didn't realize it was so bright in there. But I think if aliens do exist, yeah, I'm open to it. I'm open to it. But actually, I'm not as into it as everyone else because I'm like, human beings are so interesting and the world is so interesting, and I've still not uncovered everything to do with those specimens yet. That I can't even begin. I'll leave the people that I've got space and time. It's like a. You know, in Nigeria, it's like, how does it feed me?
Yeah.
You know, there's like Yoruba,
Yeah.
like, you know, like it's like.
It's like, why is this my concern?
Why it's not my business. Like, I don't really like the people that there's funding for that, you know? The US government have funding for that alien
department that deals
research.
with all of that
Yeah,
stuff.
man, it's not my office.
Listen.
When it's my office, they'll let me know. They'll say they've arrived. They're gonna kill you. They're gonna this, or that like aliens are gonna move next door to you. Like whatever it is, I'm not gonna make the rules regarding aliens.
We're gonna start linking aliens.
Fair enough. You know, angels don't look as pretty as they are depicted.
Oh yeah, they don't.
So when you talk about not my God, God made them angels, quote unquote, hideous, you know.
But bro,
But fearsome.
but angels
Ghastly.
could also look like you though.
They can change.
They can
They
walk.
can
yeah.
walk.
Yeah.
they
I
can
did think
walk
about
amongst
aliens. But
man.
what if aliens could do that? Like, what if they can?
Shapeshifters.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Now, first date question. I got to start asking guys on
Are you an
on
alien?
first. Are you an alien, sir?
I mean, he was just lying, though, innit? If you could shapeshift.
Of course, I'm not. And then when you get to the bedroom, you're like, "Raw, this is different. This is extraterrestrial."
Never seen this before. I give birth to a yam. And then we'll find
Give
out.
birth to a yam.
We know how that worked out. It's crazy, man.
It's all mad.
So who was in out here then?
It's tough, man. Maybe humans
Not for not believing in aliens.
for believing in aliens.
Oh, so Brent's in out here.
Ooh.
Okay. to be
Fighting
honest.
words.
Just like
Those is
NFTs,
fighting
we
words.
saying wait and see.
Okay, wait and see.
And the thing is, it's really on the flipping mainstream anyway. You keep saying, I have to wait and see this, that, and that's fine. It's now in US Congress, it's going to have a knock-on effect. And as you can see right now, everybody's starting to talk about it.
No, not everyone, because aliens are probably true, but Mexico could be done it for bringing that paper mache alien into Congress. You know what I'm saying? No budget.
paper mache,
There's
you
no
know?
budget. Man, that brand brought out paper mache. What are we doing here? Mexico, you're done out here, man. Let's get into it.
Who's was talking about? That's why you can't go back. That's why Lou's been back twice. You can't go back once.
I might go back this year.
Let's be careful, child. But thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you guys have been liking the video. Please like the video, drop in your timelines, share it, do all that great stuff. Also, of course, pick up our lovely guest, Femi Oyeniran. And check out Trapping, which is out now. No, out on Friday. The Drop.movie.
They can buy it now, though.
You can pre-order.
Run your bread now. Run it now.
Pre-order. There we go.
I need to run it.
This is it. So pre-order at the Drop. This is the website, by the way, not at for social media. The Drop.movie. Check it out. Let's support our people. And follow us on our social media platforms as well. The Day After TNB on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. And no, that's
Not the
not a
house.
call. Is that really cool, Brent?
Good morning, caller. You just made it.
go on.
You just about made it, honey.
How are you? You right?
Good still. It's good
Who is
still.
speaking to, please?
That's a bit hot still. Man's a caller though.
Anonymous.
Anonymous. Okay, fair enough. What's on your mind?
Yeah.
What's up?
On my mind.
Okay, no, not on your mind. So that could be. We could be here all day. Why did you call in?
So, yeah. Why? Do you know what? I don't even know why I called, but I just thought, you know what? Pick up you lot on your show. I
thank
respect
you.
it.
Appreciate that, man.
Yeah.
So you
Say
tune in
no
every
more,
day, yeah?
sir. Yeah. What do you say? If I'm feeling...
No, do you tune in every day, yeah?
Every now and then, you know, when I can, then obviously I'm on my lunch
You like
break.
the video today? Because
I liked it like physically on the YouTube.
yes, baby. That's what's on my mind. I know he hasn't. You question my question.
Thumbs up.
Alright.
Yeah.
Thumbs.
But in terms of black, yeah, in general, yeah. But on the physical thumbs up, I haven't even liked it. So one time I just watch things, you know, I don't really press thumbs up, you know.
It helps.
You know them ones.
It really does help with the algorithm and all that kind of stuff and what it comes up on other people's pages and stuff like that. So that's a great way to support.
So you see, if more time you just watch stuff, so you clearly don't like and subscribe and all that, which is cool, which is normal. You can digest it anyway. Yeah. No, what made you call in? What made you want to?
What is big us up?
Interact. Yeah, but you watch this every day. You would have wanted to big us up. What was on your heart?
Nah, man, just called in just to see what going. You know, I just tuned in literally as soon as like not long after before this call, innit? I just tuned in and I thought, let me try the number. Are they actually still streaming? Obviously, because you know, like YouTube streaming, but it's actually streaming live still. So I'm surprised. Still.
You know what? Big up you, Kimmy, man.
Your vibe, man.
Big up you, man.
Big up you, anonymous caller.
We need all the support we can get, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
well, thank you for supporting us. We appreciate it.
Have a blessed day.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
All the way.
See you later.
Esther, sorry to cut you, yeah.
That's right.
Because in the same type of spirit as this caller, yeah, we did get a message during the show to read out, if you don't mind, right?
Jeez.
And this person said...
Don't say that too soon.
No, this person said, hello everyone at TDA. I hope everyone is blessed and highly favoured.
Amen.
Especially Esther.
Amen. I receive it.
Sorry.
I'm a TV camera operator who's been working in the broadcast industry for almost a decade.
Nice.
Just a quick message to say that it gives me so much black boy joy to see the amazing work you guys are doing on the platform that is TDA/TMB. TMB, the new black, right?
Yes.
For those who don't know. I still remember the episode of Meet Us After 7 where Brent announced TDA.
Sick.
For the longest time, I've hoped for something similar to the Breakfast Club in the UK for us, by us, and this has been it. I listen to you guys when it drops on Spotify every day. Y'all are definitely going to smash my 2023 Spotify wrap up. Yeah, wrap up come the end of the year. As much as I would really love to be part of the online community engaging on the stream, due to the random shifts I work in TV and also not being an early lark, I'm usually not online when you guys are live. Anyways, all that to say that I'm really inspired by General Brent's message in the last episode touching on making a huge impact in the media space. Nice. I recently joined the Black Leaders in TV Network, which is an existing community of senior black leaders in the TV industry, positively trying to change the experiences of our people in TV/content production. With the experiences I face in this industry, making a positive impact for the generation coming after me is something that's very close to my heart. And I would love to support you guys in any way that's possible. Please keep up the good work at TDA/TMB and sending blessings to you all. Tony.
Big up, Tony. That's so lovely. That's a lovely, wholesome message. Thank you, guys. We really do appreciate the community we're building. That you guys are, y'all are lit. So thank you very much. Big up, Tony. If you want to send your dilemmas in and the number to call as well when we're live on air, the number is 075-6484-1073. If you would like to inquire about the show or you would like to feature on the show, our email address is thedayafter@thenewblack.com. We appreciate you guys for tuning in. Don't forget to go and pre-order Trapping. Follow us. So subscribe to our channel. Like the video. Have a great Wednesday and we'll catch you guys tomorrow.
Peace.